Clobberin time!
Atomic batteries to power. Turbines to speed.
Roger. Ready to move out.
It's Clobberin time! Clobberonimo!
Greetings, clobberers, clobberonimos, clobberuskis, clobberoids, clobberites, clobberians, clobbonies, clobberonis it is, and clobberescals and clobbersexuals and whatever else are out there. And the secret is for the rest of you to bang the rocks together, guys. It is great to see you. Great to have you here with us. Yep, looking forward to it. I'm bummed out because this is the last night of Jack Kirby month on Clobberin Times. Where did this month go? What a crazy month it has been. But more on that in a minute. First, I'll say it is issue number 639, all on YouTube of Clobberin Times. It is 1,336 overall. And of course, it's this wild card Wednesday night jazz special tribute to Jack Kirby. We'll review one of his top-notch Fantastic Four sagas, and along with me here with me to do that is my great pal Mark D with a C, the extraordinary chief engineer. What's up, dude?
Hey, hail to everyone, and yeah, I hope I don't get clobberoid someday. Though everything, I'd like to be everything else but a clobberoid, I guess. But
that's a good call. Don't catch
call, right? Don't get clobberoids yet. But no, it's just some of my favorite issues, and they're just classics. And nice background you did there. That's awesome. That's a work of art. I love that. So, yeah, that's damn good. Yeah, no.
Good, no, you just say that. It looks like crap.
No, it looks great. Yeah.
I enjoyed it. So, yeah, it's that's minimal classic right there. So, yeah. Yes,
well, of course, it's Kirby's art, of course. So
almost all of it.
Yeah. So
yeah. No, all of it. In fact, all of it is almost.
And so, we got Jack looking down at us in the corner. Indeed. I added that as a GIF, so you get to see that. Yeah.
Indeedishness. I don't like how I handled Jack Kirby this month. I was too lackadaisical about it. I did not do enough, not enough topics. In fact, I did a piss poor job of tributing the king. It's my worst Jack Kirby month that I've ever done, and I'm quite ashamed of myself and angry with myself over it. And there's nothing that can ever change.
Oh, don't say that. I think there were some good, damn good shows.
I appreciate that, but it's just the way it is, and I don't like it. But I can't do anything about it either now other than try to do something good tonight. And tomorrow night's technically the last night, but I mean, we're doing the clubhouse. But tomorrow night, I'll throw something as a bonus piece of Kirbiness there for us to, say the proper due respects. But for all purposes, tonight's show is going to be solely dedicated, certainly as much as we possibly can, to some Kirby greatness. And yep. So, but I still don't think I handled it well. I hate the way I did it. I wish I'd all kind of crazy crap came out, but I was just it's just heat for one thing is just debilitating, and it really makes me want to not do anything. I mean, it's just been atrocious, and the past couple of days has been really nice by comparison. We've been getting a so maybe I don't know about a reprieve, but here's the problem at this time of year. When you get a couple of days or two like we've had that were not as bad, that only says one thing. That means that some extraordinary jerk off from out on the Gulf Coast, out in the Gulf, is heading directly for my left nipple. I mean, it's just on a crash course with one of us. We don't know which part of the country, but we know somebody's about to get slammed in the jam by a big her. I don't want to say the word. I just hope it. You hope it's not you, but you don't want it to be anybody. You feel bad about hoping it's not you, but you can't help it. But whoever it is, it's a bummer. But we can't worry about that right now. So yeah, let's see here. Let's do some show notes and some shout outs, shall we? Because it's sort of way we roll up and First of all, show notes would be what is tonight? Wednesday, all right. So yeah, tomorrow night I should be over hanging out with the Tom and the gang and Midnight's Edge After Dark at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, as always. I certainly hope so. Well, there's another one, by the way. Woo! Another one. Woo! Let's see. And then there's also the clubhouse, which we will end the Kirby month at the clubhouse. We'll, of course, have the usual review of Tales of Tomorrow, Jerry Anderson's UFO Star Trek Early Voyages comic book review. And it'll be something, I'll have something bonus Kirby to end the month with, of course. And then it'll be Friday. And Friday, I'll be hanging out at the Great J-Man's channel, where Sean and J-Man and myself will continue our reviews of Jack Kirby's Fourth World. So even though it'll be past Kirby month at that point, the Kirby continues on J-Man's channel every Friday night, 7 Eastern Standard Time. We're reviewing it all the Fourth World by the King of Comics. Then I'll be hanging out with the good buddies at the Comic Shop Talk, as always, at Nick Weiser, a good buddy, 32 Flavors of Nick Weiser. 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time for that, and those extraordinary lads over there reviewing Mark Millar's Starlight this Friday night. Well, I got a lot of reading to do. Jeez. Yeah. I better get on that one. And then, of course, it's Saturday night Star Trek, as always, for more episodes of Star Trek Voyager. 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Same. Trek time, same. Clobberin channel. So looking forward to that with my wonderful first officer, the amazing Commander R.M. Briggs, author of science fiction tales. Let's see. And then, of course, it's Geekery time. It's Geeking Out Geekery time on Sunday nights on the great Martin D with the C's channel. The chief engineer hosts some just late night Sunday geeking, just kind of ending that week, winding down with geek friends, shooting the shite, as we say, or maybe look at it as a start to your week, if however you look at it.
Yeah,
a geek week start or geek week ending, and we're sure of one thing. We're sure of one thing: it's good, cool, friendly company and fun conversation, and then it'll make you hungry with the eatery.
Well, I'm smoking a whole pig this weekend for Labor Day on Monday.
Oh my God! Is Labor Day Monday?
Monday, yeah.
Oh my goodness! I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I forget, man.
Don't labor too much.
I used to, oh my goodness. You know, that I used to, up until about 2016, for almost like 20 some odd years straight, at my every Labor Day was counted for. I was always in Atlanta at Dragon Con. And still, even though it's been many years now, I still think like, oh, that was, oh my goodness, yeah. But of course, not this year. And then one other thing, Monday nights, it's Labor Day to us. I don't know how it is in Canada, but if it's the same, all the same to them, then I'll be at J-Man's channel yet again, 7 p.m. Eastern time, with our continued reviews of the Legion of Superheroes, chronologically reviewing them from the very beginnings of the Silver Age to the endings of the Bronze Age. A lot of fun with Sean and J-Man on that one. Great stuff. Now, let me see. We have some shout outs to do. We will shout out our wonderful wrenches, of course, and then our wonderful friends in the chat. The great Eric K, the Bronze Wrencher. What's up, buddy? Again, can't see the whole chat yet, so I don't know if he's here or not, but they get the shout out anyway. Chris Persia, Vindicated Wrench of the Great White North. Thank you so much for all you do, buddy. D. Bud Martin, the Wrench of Iron. Lord Thoth, God of the Wrenches, and his wonderful counterpart, Lady Thoth. Avon lives, long live the Legion. My aforementioned great partner in crime on Earth, B, and fellow Legion reviewer and Fourth World reviewer extraordinaire, J-Man, the Wrench Without Fear. Master of the Claboni comics artist extraordinaire and cover painter of science fiction tales by R.M. Briggs. Claboni man himself, Hungry Boy. Stephen Cowell, Super Wrench. Maddie's daddy, wielder of Wrench Bionia in Florin, Vegas. That rascally wrench himself, Fanty Outsidery. And Clobberin Time's own music meister, Maximum Redstone. Let's see who's here with us in the chat. I see that the lovely Sherry has popped in. And when the lovely Sherry pops in, you shout out her loveliness.
Yes, you do.
Because let me see. You know, we just love to see that beautiful face. Hello there, Sherry. It's good to see you. Also, another lovely lady is here with us. Penny. Hey, Penny. Good to see you, my dear. Baba Doom 1. Hey there, man. Good to see you, buddy. Alejandro Flores Ibarra. Hey. Wagner. Larry. What's up, brother? The great Larry, folks. Keely Chow, roll that tide. Let's see here. Could not be reached for further comment. Hello, my friends. Good to see you, sir. Let's see here. Hang on a second. Need vamping. Is it? Doc Fortune. Daniel Link. Hey there. Welcome. Matthew Pounder. What's up, Matthew Pounder? It's good to see you there, buddy. Think I got everybody. Looks like it. So, yeah. Anyone else pops in, of course, they would be shouted out accordingly. Okay. So, thanks for being here, Mark.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, August on Clobberin Times, even if I didn't do a good job of it this month, is always Jack Kirby month. And I try to do whatever I can to get some mentions of Jack Kirby, some celebration of Kirby and what he's done and what he's meant to us all. Just general keeping his work alive, which he doesn't need me for. But it's not. I mean, it will never die. It's just not possible. But Jack, oh yeah, but Jack and Kirby, it's just, oh my god, yeah. There's no chance of it ever dying out. But still, the biggest problem is here we are. Jack would have been 106 yesterday. Monday, sorry. On Monday, he would have been 106 years old. And therefore passed away from us. You know, this February will mark 30 years. 30 years that he's passed away. So over the course of his 77-year life or whatever, revolutionized and changed a pop culture art form and medium, which was a form of entertainment, comic books, no less than 3, some would say 4 times, but 3 times for sure. Revolutionized it. What does that mean? It can mean a lot of things. I'll tell you one thing it means. It means you'll have people talking about what you did as long as that medium is talked about. As long as there's discussion of the medium, there will be discussion of Jack Kirby, his influence of his art and his creations and his stories and his ideas, his concepts, and what his demeanor, the way he dealt with people and all that stuff. Even his war experiences. The man himself, the war hero himself. So much of and he left such a mark. There's a magazine called the Jack Kirby Collector that I've been buying for almost 30 years. It's been out for about 30 years. I've been buying it for about 30 years. It's name me another comic book artist has a magazine devoted to their entire career. Or I'll wait. There've been a couple here and there, but didn't last long. And they have fanzines. I mean, just how can you get you only get so much information, you would think. So Jack, there's not one, and there are many wonderful, extraordinary creators. I don't like to say artist. I mean, he was an artist, obviously. Creator, who, and he was an artist and he was a creator. There are many extraordinary creators in the comics history. There are very few that cannot be defined by one word, artist or creator. Some people you say, yeah, he's an artist and he created a few things. He's a creator that could draw some things and write some things. Well, you could say writer checks, artist check, but creator checks as well. He's one of those that does all 3. But he also did it across every genre and recreated and redefined every genre of type of comic book. Now, I was talking earlier on my good buddy Loki's comic book roundtable, and he would say, the question we were kind of bandying about is what kind of future, if there's a future, is there for comic books? And we were just comic books in general, the medium, the art form, the business, the industry. Does it have a chance? He was asking, does it have a chance to endure? At least it's big business. Well, comic books really haven't been big business, legitimate business for a long time. There are big companies that own the licenses that these characters represent. And if not for some extraordinarily successful movie properties based upon these licenses, having extraordinary monetary effect at the box office over the past, say, 20 years, then there would be even less relevance to comic book characters than there are now. But the comic book business, comic book publishing business, he said, you think it's gone? The question he was putting to me, do I think it's gone or going to be destroyed or completely disappear? My answer was to him is not necessarily gone or disappear, but it will lose more and more relevance. Like it has no relevance now, almost none, and it will continue to lose relevance. But there'll always be someone printing these characters here or there. And I'm not getting off that tangent. We're staying on Kirby, but I'm saying without Kirby, we wouldn't even be having that conversation because almost at least somewhere about 90% of the characters that Hollywood has made upon billions of dollars on, and that billion stuff started in the just over the past 10, 15, 20 years. The billions, sometimes we're talking the billion range now. 90, I would say close to 90% of those were Marvel, and therefore And that would mean 95% of those were Kirby. Co-creations, creations, all that stuff. So you could easily say, in fact, I look, of the DC properties, how many of them made over $1 billion? Was it Dark Knight in 2008? Maybe Dark Knight Rises for some reason, and Aquaman 2. Is there another one? Joker didn't count though.
No.
It only counts as technically he does, right? So whereas Marvel has busted the billion rank how many times now?
Yeah, Captain Marvel made $1 million. Billion.
Did any of the Spider-Man movies, man?
Avengers. Yeah. I don't know if the No Way Home. I think.
That one did. Yes, that one.
Right. That was the last real big one, and I really like Guardians of the Galaxy 3, but I don't think it did.
So
it did okay at the box office, but yeah,
every Marvel movie that busted $1 billion, either had primary starring characters created by Kirby or had tangential. Some of the ones, Spider-Man actually does have some involvement. I mean, Kirby does have some involvement in the creation of Spider-Man. In other words, he's all over all of their every $1 billion one they have. He's on there somewhere. Just saying. Okay.
Yeah.
So, the fact that has happened over the past 15 so years will guarantee that somehow, some way, a lot of these characters still manage to be produced in some comic book form. But there's not going to be much of a comic industry left if a bunch of people don't start changing it and producing the comics that they love. But Jack Kirby is a direct influence on a lot of that. So, Jack Kirby, that's just a little snippet of what he means to me, his influence. That whether comics endure or not, there's still plenty of people who around our age or 20 years younger than us or whatever do love comic books, and some of them want to make their own comics. Guys like Kirby and so many other artists inspire the younger artists to want to make art. And so Kirby has always been inspiring. Has always inspired people that want to draw and do comics. So basically, there you have it. You have, to sum up, Jack Kirby will always be celebrated here for his influence on everything. He doesn't have to be your favorite artist or anything like that. But if you've ever loved comics and this art form of comics, then you owe him something. I mean, you don't, not physically necessarily, just respect. Respect is fine. But all that said comes around to here. You got this guy responsible for billions upon billions of revenue for these companies. And the world at large still doesn't know who he is. That's why, another reason why it's Jack Kirby month here. No one knows who I am either. So obviously I'm not helping. I'm saying, but I'll always be Jack Kirby month to me because I just think it needs to be shouted from the rooftops that one guy became a household name. I'm not going to say his name here out of respect for Kirby. On the backs of others, in particular Kirby, whereas who acknowledges Kirby other than fans? They won't even do the slightest other than putting him in the special thanks. They don't put him in they don't find a way to get it. Was it? I can't stand him, but that Taika Waititi guy, or whatever, actually put some Kirby art in was it Ragnarok? Yeah. There, like hey, Hungry Boy said, there would be no Rippaverse without King Kirby. That's true. It all comes from somewhere. It's all building blocks. What Kirby did was building blocks. And you know what? All I ask is proper respect to be shown, not only for Kirby, but everybody. What respect for what went before. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten so many. Maybe this is what embittered me. How many times, Mark, I got so many angry with people at comic shops when we would get on the discussion of Kirby, and people would start trashing him. You know, I don't like his art looks like this, his art looks like that. And I said, yeah, but it's not just about the art. I don't get you don't like his art. By the way, I do, and I'm not just saying that. I really do, but I get people don't. I don't understand why they don't. I don't understand why they don't like it, but it's fine that they don't. I don't care about that. But they so often just are picking on the superficial. When you start talking about the things he did and the things he meant to the art form, at least sometimes you can get through to some of those people. In a lot of cases, they didn't know. They just thought he was a guy that drew things. I wonder why they thought that, by the way.
No, I didn't. That's what I thought throughout the years. That I assumed it was just an artist is, because I didn't study comics history like you did. And we did the Silver Surfer, and he maybe had some ideas here or there. And then I knew he did, OMAC and, Devil Dinosaur. But, I never knew that he really created the Fantastic Four. It's Challenges of the Unknown. I mean,
Totally
maybe Stan had the idea to let's do a family or something, so you could give him you give him a little, some credit on that end. Let's do a family, and maybe had some input, but it's basically the Challenges the Unknown. Kirby rehashing his own, refining your invention. So that's what you do when you have a creation too. A lot of times you come up with tweaks and you improve it down the line. So you do the same thing with engineering with products. Let's tweak it. It's Rev A, Rev B. Let's fix it up here. So that's something that's growing up, I never knew that Kirby drew the cover for Amazing Fantasy number 15. That's not really publicized that much.
The second cover that was actually used, yeah.
The second one, yeah. They didn't like the Ditko cover, but there's and I don't really fault that so much as a kid, young kid, 10, 12, you're reading comics. I mean, you're just reading them, you're not as concerned about the creators as much. But you saw Stan Lee's name everywhere. Stan Soapbox, Stan did everything. So that's what really miffs me. It's like you can't give zero credit to Stan, but Kirby should be at least equal, if not above. Or there should be statues of Kirby and action figures of Kirby, and his face should be everywhere. Just there should be a Funko Pop of Kirby. Don't kick him out of the stream. I mean, there's all these pops of Stan Lee. Why isn't there a Kirby pop?
No. Hope they never do that. Stan's got his stupid action figure already. I want a Kirby action figure.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. With the Captain America shield too, right?
Look, when I say who created, my belief on who did most of the creating, remember it's an opinion, and I put it out there because I wasn't there. I know, but all. Hey, Claude Salling, good to see you there. All of the, I don't want to call it research, sounds pretentious, but all of the reading up and all of the studying up, that also sounds pretentious. All of the information I've absorbed over the years of like almost like 35 plus years of really being into this and following all this info, I've come to the conclusion, in my opinion, on every co-creation, I believe Jack is responsible for anywhere from 85 to 90% of all of the heavy lifting when it comes to each of the co-creations. If they want to still call him a co-creation, because Stan had complete editorial control and used to erase Jack's words. And as we know, and he would admit, he would fill in the word balloons after a story was. You can't have anything to do with the story if you have a slight. Sometimes they didn't have a conversation. And he's also Stan Lee is. I mean, he's recorded saying all these things, or he's chronicled saying things like, "Yeah, I would have a conversation about a story I hear, and we'd talk about a story, and then I would, I said, yeah, go do that, or whatever, or sometimes not even have a conversation." So he said things like, we talked about a little bit of a story, then he went home and he brought me back a story, or we didn't even have sometimes he just brought back a story. So that's him admitting. And by the way, no one's ever seen a Stan Lee manuscript, by the way, just so you'll know. What does that tell you about a writer? How you're a writer and you never wrote scripts? Because the Marvel method doesn't speak to that. Yet, when you're writing the credit box, you're going to get paid as the writer. Boy, howdy. So, and we're about to get to our story, our review in a minute. So my belief is Jack did it all and Stan wrote the credit boxes, but I always say belief. It doesn't matter. The Santa Claus people who worship Stan Lee, they call everyone a nut if they don't. If you choose to believe based upon what you read, Jack says and Roz says, or Kirby, or Lee and his sycophants say. I mean, if I choose to believe the Stan Lee side, I'm a nice guy to these people, to the Santa Claus people. If I choose to believe Kirby and his side of it, you're a nut and a kook and all that stuff. So I'll just go ahead and be a kook. It's not not like I need those people. I don't need them. I'm not relying on Marvel for anything. But if you are people who are relying on Marvel, usually can't get a lot of use their material that much. Like if they need to, anyway. But screw them. So that's what I choose to believe. It doesn't. No one else has to believe it. But my big quest is this. I want Kirby's name to be just as big as Stan's. It's not going to happen. I know that. But I want it to be that. Disney Plus just did a disgusting infomercial, basically, for Stan Lee of how great he was. And Neil Kirby was absolutely disgusted by it, the son of Jack Kirby. The whole family was disgusted by it. So I choose to be on Team Kirby, as Could I Be Reese puts it. It's just a choice. And because it seems to me a lot of these people who shill for Stan, well, it's that old saying, history's written by the winners. You know what?
Yep. Well, that's for sure. Stan lived longer and was with the company, and they used him as the face of the company, which hey, it's not a bad idea, right? He's a very charismatic guy. Everyone loves him. Great on camera, great on interviews, but it's the same old story. Whoever's left standing, and especially with those creator rights. Because before we got on tonight, I was telling you about. I found the PDF of my files and the whole dispute with Superman and DC, and some of the letters, written in the 30s, going back and forth, and they're asking for more money, and they're writing back to them like, well, we took the risk and you guys are lucky. Don't get swelled heads. There's other characters that are just as popular as Superman. It's like, really? That's the whole basis of your company is Superman. So you're not going to have a Marvel universe without Jack Kirby. It's not happening. Nope. I mean, you had, of course, some great, obviously, Ditko and Ramita, and some, just to name a couple. There's many more that are great artists and great creators. But you go down the list of the Hulk. Who knows that Kirby created the Hulk? I mean, it should be all over when the Hulk movie starts. It should be, the Hulk created by
nobody knows who he is. Nobody knows who he is. It's a shame. Well, we promised you a review of a comic book tonight, and darn it, we're going to do it. So, what's a good classic comics to review? How about we're talking Kirby all week, all month. How about go out with a Fantastic Four saga that we've never talked about before? There's so many great ones, in spite of what some say. Some weirdos. That's true, Matthew Pounder. Lee did not like comics. That's a true statement. And so we thought tonight we would. This is one of Mark's favorites. I know that much. It is a 4-issue saga. The Torgo. Some call it the Torgo saga, for lack of a better term, I guess. Which makes sense. Could be called Planet Thing, really. Shall we get started?
Sounds like a good idea.
All right, here we go. Okay, folks, it is Fantastic Four, number 91 through 93. So 4 issues. We've got 4 issues to burn through here. Let us get to move on, shall we? What am I doing? I know. Okay, full screen. All right. We have, of course, a great Kirby Sinnott cover. The Skrull takes a Kree. Sorry, takes a slave. The Skrull takes a slave. Damn me. All right, so what a nice cover, of course. Here we have produced by Stan the Man Lee. Yeah, you produced it, all right. and Jack King Kirby. Now, at this point, going back to what we were talking to, Stan was trying to keep trying to keep Kirby from leaving. He was throwing all kind of things at him, and one of the things he decided were these cryptic credit boxes that were like produced by Stan the Manly and Jack Kirby. You notice later there, but sometimes the next one, well, you'll see the next credit box. You see what I'm saying? Anyway, embellishment by Jolt and Joe Sinnott, lettering by Swingin' Sammy Rosen. They never used to credit colorists. They didn't use to credit colorists back then. Anyway, so a lot of FF comics at that point, folks, were they were structured, in a very haphazard sense, where Jack would have he would end a story abruptly and then recap it, the end of that story for the last couple of pages, if you know where I'm coming from, right? So is it really a 4-issue story? Maybe 3.5, right?
3.5, yeah.
Previous issue, just so you know, it was one of those later Mole Man stories where the FF bought a new house up in the fairly nice part of the world, and guess who was there to whack it for him? Janet from another planet. Oh,
hey,
Janet. That's true, damn it, Janet. Oh, I love you, Janet. You're so pretty. I always love beautiful ladies coming here. Now I'm distracted. So, in this recap bit, it seems that Mark has found a no prize, right?
Yeah.
All right, so here we go, folks. Now, the scan I have here is obviously from a Masterworks. The scan he has is from an old regular issue of the comic. Scanned from a regular issue.
Let me get mine ready to show. We can switch to that. Yeah.
So here we go. They're chasing Mole Man. There's an explosion. You got yours?
Yeah, I'm pulling it up. Yep, it just crashed, of course. Yeah,
Anyway, so an explosion. We don't make too big a deal out of it.
Yeah.
A lot of ground to cover here.
Let me just pull this over here. Yeah, it's a flaw in the Marvel method, I guess, right? Because someone the race maybe erased Jack's lettering and did it the wrong way, or let's see here. Let me share this.
They've got the characters confused because someone named Stan wasn't paying attention. The editor.
Let me see if let me make this zoom
that's like
in
a regular
here.
That's a regular scan, excuse me, from a stand.
That's how it looked back then.
Okay, this is how it looked on the page. Johnny, are you hurt? So here, Johnny's knocked back. He's got Crystal there with him. Okay, continue.
That's not so bad to get caught by Crystal, right?
Oh my, yeah.
One of the Mole Man's machines is booby trapped. Yep.
Now the next panel, instead of Crystal and Johnny, it's Reed and Sue, who were in another room earlier. They're walking to the house, right?
Yeah. So the lines.
Go ahead, Tom.
But you're right, Ben. You're right, Ben. We'll wait for Reed to figure something out, and that's Reed. That's the trouble with this team. Nobody does nothing till Stretcher wiggles his ears. In a pig's eye, we will. Wait, where are you going? So, as you said, Clobberin times, it's probably supposed to be Crystal and
that's Johnny, because that was what Johnny's saying clearly.
Yeah, that's definitely Johnny, because Ben. I mean, Reed's
however
curious, because if you go back, I'll go back one page real quick here. Go back.
If you go back, you see Reed and Sue together.
Yeah, it's Reed and Sue. Yeah, Reed and Sue together. But it's Crystal, and I'm reading it. I was just reading it tonight. I'm like, and I own these issues, and I've read. I didn't, I didn't get a chance to dig out my original copies, but yeah. So I guess I didn't catch that before. I probably just forgot. But
hey, Janet, Shatner and Franks. Which Franks?
That's awesome.
Oh, that's in January. I hope I see you there. Franks? Which Franks? Anyway, so go ahead, continue.
Yeah, so it's just a screw up, but you wonder, they're just shows you how they worked, right? Because if Jack had the script ahead of time, he's not going to make that mistake and draw Reed and Sue there. So I don't know what happened on this panel. So maybe it was supposed to be. It just doesn't make sense because Kirby wouldn't screw that up, right? He's the artist. Jonathan Frakes. Yep.
Frakes, I got you. Thank you. I was being silly. Okay. Well,
right? I mean, what? I mean, I'm not going to try to get a no
well
prize.
Spotted. You should try.
But no, but what's the meaning of this panel then, though? Because Kirby's not going to screw up, right? So maybe that was supposed to be.
That was. If you see there, I don't know. They must have cut it and pasted those.
Right? Because Jack, as the artist, is not going to draw the wrong characters. I mean, I could see the letter screwing up something.
No, I think what they did is they probably cut Sue and Reed's heads. Fiona, what's up, Fiona? Good to see you.
Hi, Fiona.
I think that what they probably did, and again, I don't know, I'll check, is because the previous panel is clearly Johnny and it's supposed to be Crystal. He's saying that. So when they see this line of dialogue, it made no sense.
You know what we should check after is check the letters page from FF either 93 or 94 to see if anyone tried to get a no prize for this panel.
Yeah. There's no reason that should be Reed and Sue there. Anyway, let's get this. We could do for all.
Yeah, we'll go. But I was reading it tonight.
We're gonna pursue the no prize for you because I was looking at mine. I'm the scan I have.
Page, I think.
Like I said, here we go. Look again, the scan I have, and you can't see it quite as well. Look at it.
Revisionist history.
Yeah, I mean, they changed him to Johnny.
Yeah. It's the same body, right? Yeah, I guess it's the same body. And it's almost just like the same hair, but recolored. But maybe it looks a little bit more like Johnny there, too, though.
That's a mess. All right, so anyway, that's enough because in the story, not even the story we're concerned ourselves with. They capture the mole man. They all go to, and he starts trouble again. A chunk of this issue is still dealing. I mean, in other words, the previous issue didn't end. It kind of just sort of ended. And then it really ended around, I would say, like 9 pages in. They finally deal with the mole man, and all of a sudden, Benji gets kidnapped by a scroll. Bum bum bum. Yep. But that's nothing to do with Nick Fury, by the way.
Yeah.
Well, they're still all at that damn house. So.
There was some really cringy dialogue on the second page. I don't know if I mean, this is funny too. They still haven't named Franklin, but if you go back to that second page, just so we can make fun of Stan's dialogue,
which second
all
page?
the way back up. I should have mentioned it when you're showing it, but if you go all the way back to page 2 of the book.
2.
Yeah, all the way up. It's some cringe dialogue.
Stan was the master of cringe dialogue.
Keep going back, I guess. Nope, keep going more. Yep.
That's
it's
2,
after the splash page. Yep. It's Reed's and Susan Reed's arms. Go down now. Right there, that top panel. I'll read it. It's just so bad.
Short. We do it or no?
Well, I don't know if you can you see it?
Yeah, which panel are you talking about? The right one?
The top right.
Oh, Reed, forgive me for breaking down this way. Forgive you, little mother, after the valiant way you stood with us, fought for us. I'll take that cup, Reed. Feel lots better. Blah, 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 blah.
She'll feel lots better in your arms.
She'll feel lots better in your arms. Well, he is Mr. Fantastic. I mean, Mighty Orbots. If it's Stan, that's exactly Larry. If it's cringe, it's Stan, baby. I mean,
I'd have done anything if I could have spared you from all this.
I can't say I like that.
She's like the most. She could be potentially the most powerful member of the group, and it's just the way she's written there. And you said that Kirby didn't like some of that writing that Stan, done or changed things. Yeah.
Whoa, and Dorian costume, Janet. I hope I get. I'm gonna try to go to that con, so I hope I get to see you there.
That'd
Princess
be fun.
says,
Yep.
Notice how consistent the faces look across all of the panels. That's the telltale sign. We're very good. Oh yeah, that's Jack Kirby and Joe Sinnott. We're so on the same page. Fletcher Williams, what's up, buddy?
Hey, Fletcher.
So yeah, that was. I mean, if you're gonna stop for cringe dialogue, we're gonna be here for 4 days.
Yeah, but that was especially
some of
cringe. I had to point that out.
Remember, the busier Stan got, the less he fiddled with the dialogue. But once in a while, he had to feel like he was doing something. So he puts in really, because Jack wasn't had a great flair for dialogue, but his dialogue usually made some kind of decent sense. Where it could be campy sometimes, corny sometimes, but the Stan stuff, I mean, wow, especially early on. When he stopped doing as much, it was different. So where we be? Okay, he's kidnapped. Ben is kidnapped by this. Yeah, you're right. Franklin doesn't have a name yet.
Yep.
Which is
no
weird.
name. Yeah,
we'll name him next year.
And if anyone has an answer to why that panel was so messed up, you could maybe Clobberin Times. If you give a good enough answer, Clobberin Times will give you a no prize, right?
I got plenty of those with me right here. Now I got to make up a no prize. Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot.
So, yes, I just love nothing like a Kirby scape in the city. Great Kirby art here. I mean, he was definitely getting sick of Marvel, but he was still producing his top quality work. His panel work's brilliant. I mean, they're so just the vibrance of the every page moves.
Yeah, it's
brilliant. I look, Ben's signing autographs. Just I signed it. Love Barbara and sign it the thing. How it's about I spell it Dustin Hoffman. Wow. And at that time, by the way, Dustin Hoffman was known for maybe 2 movies, The Graduate and Midnight Cowboy. Which was
That's true, yeah. Movie. When was this book out? 68 or 69? Oh, 69 it looks like.
69.
60, yeah. I'm 1 or not even.
So anyway, this dude in the seersucker suit or whatever, the scroll. Ben, this is life or death. It's an invasion from outer space. So that's Reed. You hardly recognize him because he's not in his outfit suit. So blah blah blah. Look at Franklin Richards.
Yep. Look at Alicia's hair there.
Alicia, look at that hair, Alicia.
The Beehive. That's what's popular then.
Doesn't Franklin turn into Jesus or something during the Burn Run? Kinda, yeah.
Well, you can create whole pocket universes at some
Dave
point. Right?
C. Dave C. It's worse now, Fiona, because Dan Slott has been creating universes and shit. I can't even.
Well, you
have
Valeria too. Valeria's
worse. I can't stand Valeria.
She's smarter than Franklin too. Yep.
She's smarter than Reed.
And Lunella, Moon Girl.
According to Slott, yeah.
Well, he blocked us, so
we're proud. Here's this crummy scroll taking a. It was kind of a filler issue because only the last couple of pages have anything to do with the story coming up, so we can go through that really quickly there. All you need to know about this issue is they're wrapping up the Mole Man plot, and they did that a lot. Kirby did. I mean, he did that for years, way before this. Even with the Coming of Galactus story, he'll continue. I love that he paced things like that. Sometimes he would end a story and have 4, 5, 6 pages to go. So start up the next story with that. No one really did that quite as much as Kirby, or quite as well as he did either.
Yeah.
So on to issue 4. I mean 4. Listen to me. Issue issue number 91. Another classic cover.
Where I'll show the. Let me show my statue.
Your statue. Oh yeah, Fiona. You got yes, you he is crap. Man, I got to get me one of these. Where is he?
Of course, it's showing up with Ben, the back of Ben's back, but I have it on slow spin, So, but I've shown this. We did the unboxing together when I got this, so my kids have given me a bunch of gift cards, so I was pretty happy to get this. And
I still haven't. I'm unable to thank everyone yet. So you can let me on.
Yeah, I got to do that virtual card. Yep.
So, for those who don't know, though, brief interlude. If you see this great statue here, that Mark did the unboxing on it when he got it a couple of months back. Well, thanks to Mark and many of you who I don't know the names of yet. I believe me, I'm very grateful, but I don't know the names of you all yet. But I'm going to try to get them if I can.
Well, I do it for the clubhouse tomorrow night, hopefully.
For the clubhouse tomorrow, we can do that. This very statue arrived on my doorstep, and I'm just, I don't know what to say. This very statue, I now have it, same as Mark. It's beautiful. And this right here, dude. Look at the face.
That's a great shot you got there.
I love that shot.
You got your photographer, nice photography work there. Yep.
Did I make you yawn? I don't know. Did I yawn? I didn't think I did. If I yawned, I didn't hear myself. I'm pretty sure I don't think I yawned, but if I did, it was an accident. I'm not tired. Even I'm not tired. Now that you say the word yawn, here we go. Thanks a lot, Fiona.
Everyone yawn now.
Now I had to yawn. I wasn't even thinking about the Fiona had to mention it. Bad Fiona. But yeah, this is a beautiful shot right here. This is the greatest. I just love this thing. I could use some Tootsie Rolls. Yeah. I'm not too proud.
No, I'm glad. When I saw this, I've been eyeing this, and then there were only like 5 left on Amazon or 10 left, and I'd seen it at Comic-Con a few years ago. We're drooling over it, but I have to say it looks even better in person than the box art, like you said. And you got number 644. Too bad you didn't get 444, but that's still pretty good.
Yeah, but 644 is pretty good. Having a 44, it's just fantastic, so to speak. Yeah, I had to say it. I said it, but I say it. I'm proud of it.
Did you? And you found room. You found room to display it too, right? You know how you get new things and you're like, "Oh, where am I going to fit this?" You didn't have any trouble finding a spot for this one, right? For the statue.
Well, in this case, I have no room for anything. But in this case, we made an exception, and we found a place. It wasn't easy, but son and I found it. Now, again, what was it? There's some other cool stuff arrived yesterday, so thank you for that as well. And it's tougher to find places for that, but the Hawkeye figure. I don't have a picture of the Hawkeye figure yet. I'll get it later. I'll get those later.
Yeah.
But let's go back to the comic.
Hawkeye's in the other room. Yep.
Comic review, sir, folks. We have not forgotten.
Yep.
All righty, and so this is number 91. For those of you who are not familiar with this comic, to let you know, Fantastic Four number 91, which is where the story really starts. For the most part. It was a release date of July 15, 1969. Written by, never mind. I'm just going to say, written all of it by Jack Kirby and Joe Sinnott. And, where am I? Am I being heard?
Oh, I got you. I can hear 5x5. Yep.
Where's my I can't find
We're
my.
looking for the. Oh, it's not.
I got
well,
it.
yeah,
I got
'cause
it.
you
I
don't
got
have
it.
to, you don't have two monitors, right?
Yeah,
That's
I
why
got
you
it
always
now.
got to have two monitors. Yeah.
No, yeah. No, it's needed my mute thingy.
No, we got you. Yep, we can
Yeah,
hear
I
you.
hit the wrong freaking thing. Anyway, okay. So, what was I saying? Where was? Hey, Picasso, welcome.
Oh, Picasso.
Here we go. So anyway, let's get it going here. The thing enslaved. Unwrinkle your fervous brow, believer. This story really does but continue from last ish. It isn't a scene from the Untouchables. You remember that show? I created it years ago. You're actually upon another planet. Remember, in Marveldom, things aren't always at what they seem. In other words, I never created a thing or anyone else for that matter. Scroll slave price list. We've got the price list for the scroll slaves. Now, I'm going to start a theme here for this story. There are no fewer, in my opinion. This is speculation. You all know how much I love Jack, but Jack's human. He's more than human, but he's human. There are probably no fewer than 3 to 4 times in this story that you will find blatant, let's just say, Star Trek, the original series inspiration. And by the time that means Jack had to be watching Star Trek on the air. Not recording it either because they didn't have a VCR.
Yep.
But I imagine he absorbed information very well. Now, do I know that Jack Kirby ever watched Star Trek? I don't recall him ever talking about it. And when I read me some Kirby interviews, by the way. Ace Cast Iron.
Hey, Ace.
What's up, bro? Good to see you there, buddy. Ask anybody who knows me. They'll tell you I've read me a few Jack Kirby interviews. I've never heard him talk about Star Trek. I read him talking about Star Trek. I don't know what if he likes Star Trek, dislikes Star Trek, ever watched Star Trek. I know nothing. Kirby, all I know is Star Trek influence number 1 on the story. Here you have gangsters from the 20s, from the 1920s. These are Skrulls. Why they decided to set up their operation on the Skrull slave world, looking like gangsters from the 1920s. I don't want any more cracks about the book.
No more cracks about the book. Where's Steve Mitchum when you need him?
Where's Steve Mitchum? See, where you out there, dude? So this is a piece of the action. I don't know why it had to be. All right, there's another thing. They're gambling on they're abducting people from around the galaxy, to fight in their slave games. Don't think about Planet Hulk, for which really ripped this off or whatever. But think about this: the gamesters of Triskelion.
Right.
Later in this comic, we'll get to it when Reed tracks them down. There's more Star Trek in this. Hey, it could be Coinky Dinky. Probably is a Coinky Dinky. And by the way, if it wasn't a Coinky Dinky, if someone produced me an interview right now and said, "Oh yeah, Jack loved Star Trek when it was on the air," and he took stuff from it and put it in his comic books, I'd be like, "Cool, I don't care." I don't sweat that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's just
because I know a lot of writers that did it. Some admitted it, some didn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No,
So,
it's
my question to you is, why were they doing this? Why were the Skrulls? Did they just watch Untouchables, or they watched a piece of the action and thought it would be fun to dress up like that?
I wonder how popular gangster movies were back then. I know in the 30s
they were
40s are very popular. So if they're when did The Godfather come out? That was
71 or
70s, 71 or 2.
Well, this was before that.
but still, it's in the it's still pretty popular. And
Empress Nim, Empress Nim, hey, Empress Nim, Empress Nim. So that's true. Matthew Pounder, he did base the 3-part story off of The Prisoner. That's true. Absolutely. Way before he did a Prisoner comic book. In fact, I might review that one soon. It was a Doctor Doom story. So, go. Anything you want to add to this, to the beginning of the story?
No, it's just a great setup and great panels. I mean, look at that, flying saucer. Then you find out who Torgo is. Price 10,000 barcodes. It's just a great setup. Here's a picture for a souvenir. Yeah. Get lost, you bum. I mean, it's just great dialogue, great artwork all together on this panel. Or the
for lack of a better term, we call this the Torgo saga.
Yeah.
Torgo. So here we go. We're going the main scroll on the scroll ship draws ever closer. The plan has worked perfectly. We will be just in time for the great games. So they've basically kidnapped Ben Grimm. Look at that page. He didn't. Jack Kirby never took a panel off. He never took a page off. But once in a while, he could expedite his story by making a big one-pager. But Jack earned his one-pagers. Because, again, as I've recently, in talking critically about comic book art, I really love the fun I'm having reviewing the Legion comics with my buddies J-Man and Sean, right?
Yep.
Well, we're reviewing some of those artists that worked for DC at the time. John Forte, Al Pacino, Kurt Swan, people like that. Mainly John Forte right now. One thing we've been noticing, every story wastes about their opening of their story page and one big boring splash page with words all over it as exposition, and it looks like it could be a cover, and it's boring. It's kind of a waste. It's loaded with words. Kirby will take one page, and he'll have conversation on it, not necessarily exposition, because he's clever enough with this conversation to use it as both, to be able to employ it as both. And it just works because it's busy and it gets the job done. And it's still, notice like on 100 people on the page, just 2 people. And he's just having a conversation with a stupid scroll and showing him no respect whatsoever.
Yeah. It's just, there's nothing. You get right into the story. Everything's flowing. And I remember reading this as a kid for the first time. And actually, I've told this story before, but I'm like, years later when it was categorized in my collection, bagging and boarding again and putting them all in order. I'm like, I know I have these issues where, they went back to find them. Like, where's 90 through 94? And I'm looking for them, and they're not there. And because I'd bought the World's Greatest Comics, or my grandfather got those for me as a kid.
So I had comics.
Yeah, so then I found, I had category, in the box they were under that. So so then of course I went back out and bought these, get the original copies years ago.
Oh yeah,
I'd read them as a kid through a reprint, and it's just a great story for a young kid, I think, too, with the space exploration and the fight. The thing was, Ben Grimm was probably the most popular character, one of the most popular characters of Marvel in the 70s. He got his own cartoon, which we won't talk about or mention, but he was kind of like the Wolverine of the 70s. I mean, Spider-Man was always number one. I'm not going to kid myself as much as a Ben Grimm fan, but Benji was the idol of millions back then. Not as popular now, unfortunately, but he was big time. So got a lot of attention. So when he got these solo stories, I just remember, really, really enjoying them. So, which was great.
Yes, indeed. Hunger Boy's right. They just we also need to add that Jack did a fair amount of his own coloring, which I think didn't add it to everything. especially later when he went to DC. But he also here as well. He did do a lot of the coloring. Thank you, Hungry Boy. So here we are, just basically on the ship, kind of it's the typical Ben attitude. He has no chance to escape, but he just never gives him a damn thing. Like, screw you.
Yep.
The whole way just popping off to this idiot. Yeah, you can kill me. You can kill me, mate, but I'm not going to bow down to your crap. Of course, tell you what, you should be a little arrogant when you have the kind of backup that a Ben Grimm has at his disposal.
Yeah.
I always think Torgo's executive power and the master. When I hear Torgo,
Oh, yeah.
MSC3K fan. You're here, Torgo, master. Man, it was the Hands of Fate.
Oh, what a classic.
Isn't a classic?
Classic MST episode.
Did you see? You know when they were doing Riff Tracks live? They did Manos live there. At the, it was a live performance of the Fathom event. And my son and I were going to every one of those, back in the 2000, early 2010, 11, 12, 13, 14. For like a number of years, they were doing those. When they came to that one, he goes, I'm not going. Come on, man. We're going. And we both worked at the same time. Come on. He was aggravated, but he went anyway. And when it was over, he said, kill you, hate you, hate you. I said, come on, it was funny. Well, it's Manos Hands of Fate. It's not even funny to laugh at. It's so bad. But he sat through it. He hates Manos Hands of Fate. I like Manos Hands of Fate, but only because
it's great. I mean, well,
on the DVD they have a feature on there where you can watch it without the movie. Without the
yeah,
MSD
just the
rip string.
Well, yeah, they found
itself.
This is a sidetrack, but they found the original 16mm and they came up, with better quality, so they released it on Blu-ray. They had a high quality version of. They found the recording, the film in a closet somewhere.
That's
so you have
nuts. Oh, here we go. So, so Reed Richards is already pulling the Spock thing, and we're gonna go find Ben. No one will listen to him, but he's already beginning to think maybe he's not on Earth. So here we go. Earth lands on the Skrull slave planet, and everybody's from. All these aliens are walking down there. It's the Gamesters Triskelion meets a piece of the action. I'm telling you, Jack, I don't understand. He watched Star Trek. He thought, what a cool idea that Gamesters Triskelion was. Then a few weeks later, he watched a piece of the action. Gangsters. They were like gangsters, but they were. And he didn't want any more cracks about the book. I mean, it's crazy. And by the way, it's coming from a total place of complimenting him on it. Why not? What the hell? I don't get it. It's like I traveled back in time, except for them blasted Skrulls. Everything looks like the USA during Prohibition. I almost expect to see Bonnie and Clyde crawling out of the woodwork. They ought to teach you at a good price for slave master. So, what is it with the human? The guys who look like humans. They're still Skrulls, right?
Yeah,
why would Tommy guns and shit?
Yeah, why are they? I forget how how do they explain that? But
he's even got a Yancey Street gang, which was just for some reason. Hey, look, a bunch of weak-looking slavies. They couldn't punch their way out of a Saturnian fog field. Come on, let's see if they've got any life in them. So these are basically the freaking. I mean, he can't go to Saturn or another planet, meaning Benji, without meeting a Yancey Street gang. That's pretty hilarious.
Yeah.
What them punked kids think this is Yancey Street. Move it, you guys. I ain't being the sitting duck for some diaper-sized half pants. Halt, slave. He goes to shock Ben. And Ben just grabs it. Oh, okay, sweetie, had your fun. Stop the slave. Now I have mine. Active nerve collar. See, again, right out of Gamesters Triskelion. Look at that.
Yep. And look how great that
yep
panel is. Yeah.
They are newsboy leaders. They do. You're right. Matthew, they do look like the Newsboy Legion, but they act like the Yancey Streeters. Yeah, that's cool. It's a great effect.
No, but just you can feel Ben's pain there. I mean, it's just
Yes.
Yeah.
Ben don't put up with it, man. He don't give a shit. He said, come on, take it, bring it on. So why these Skrulls just like the 20s, I guess.
Right.
Man, pay my free man of crawl. I have other words. What do you mean, man of crawl? Patience, slaver, patience. Let us. So, are these guys Skrulls or aren't they?
Yeah, yeah. Were they aliens from another planet?
I mean, I don't know. He was walking around using a slate, and he was changing into humans and stuff. Remember, one of them changed into Reed.
Yep. To get close to Ben, yeah.
So,
well, maybe they are from the the planet. What planet was that in? Sigma Osha 2, right?
Sigma Yoshu, yep. No,
maybe that's where they're from. Yeah.
He's one of the Skrulls who lived on Krull 5, a colony whose population had chosen to pattern their culture after that of Earth in the 1930s. See, I don't want any more cracks about the book. Barker had led one of the predominant gangs of regularly brought slaves to fight and gladiators for him. So they just choose to look like humans. Thought so, but I was double checking because it's been a long time since I read this one. So yeah. Was Odo based on Skrulls? I don't know, Larry. You never know. So pretty interesting stuff, right?
Yeah, no, it's a
slave.
Kind of wild to think
truck.
of. Yeah,
it's a slave truck, but it's a lot of humans. Well, a lot of Skrulls that look like humans.
and of course you got the this is Roman gladiators and think of the Colosseum, so that ties into that too. So they're really training them as gladiators, basically.
Here we go. Yep. So this guy decides to be nice.
Machine gun. I'll start when we brought Machine Gun Martin.
Machine Gun
from
Martin
Earth.
from. You want to do it? Let me do it.
Well, you do it. You do it. Yeah.
You sure? I can
do
it.
Yeah.
Want Stan? Would you rather Stan do it?
Yeah, Stan would do it better. Yeah.
All right.
Stan does everything better.
It all started with Machine Gun Martin. How you like that one? I put a G in there, so it's not quite as much alliteration. You should be proud of me. Was brought from Earth many years ago. We are passing his statue now. Martin was a killer who broke out of prison in the 1930s on your planet Earth. What? Under cover of darkness, he managed to elude the pursuing guards just long enough for the first of the Skrull slave ships to find him. The witless human thought he discovered an escape vehicle, but he was soon to learn different. Our slavers have been busy photographing life on your unsuspecting planet, but now he had a living specimen and his own to take as a prize. But the people of Krull were fascinated by the films and by the gangster himself. Before long, the entire planet began to copy the styles and manners of the primitive speech of your gangster era. Yeah, that's very interesting, but who's the nutty red baron chugging after us? After you? A slave stealer ship. Activate all defenses, so they got like rebels.
Yeah.
So, where's Krakow? Joe Krakow. Look out, he's firing a neutralizer cannon. Oh, my goodness. Sorry, everybody. No more. So I'm turning Stan off, I promise. I'm sorry, true believers. You just got a little late, that's all. It's a crappy Stan impression, so what can I do? All righty. I'm sorry. Well,
That was great.
Where am I? Okay, so if we don't stop them, we'll narrow it. Okay, anyway, so a pretty interesting story. They've took it in a slightly different direction, but it's a piece of the action, folks. Jack, I never thought I could love you more. But now that I know that you borrowed from Star Trek, I have no problem with it. I love you for it. I love you, Jack.
Look what I just found.
You cooperate
Look.
with us, and maybe we'll cut you in for a piece of the action.
Nice. Nice. Love it. So the slave truck again. So the slave truck. So big. They're fighting the Red Baron, which is pretty cool. Not Snoopy. I was disappointed at the Red Baron.
Snoopy, yeah.
Yeah. What can you do? All right. So wackiness continues to ensue. They managed to get, again, very clever stuff. Jack's very clever in putting all this in the story the way he has. Here we go. The gamesters of Squirrel Skellion. A piece of the gangsters action of Triskelion. That's what we'll call it. Call it a piece of the action of the gangsters of Triskelion. Triskelion. And there's this guy. What in the hell are you? This is nothing. You should see what I see me dueling with my knitting needles. So you're a wise guy, see? So this is look, I don't know. I want to blame this one on Stan. But Jack had that salty old, sense of humor too. Jack's not perfect. Jack, I don't know who to blame this one on, but you know the name of this character's coming up?
Who's the? I forget now.
All right. The name of this guy, see? He says sing after everything because his name is they give him a name later. It's not there. He's Robinson.
Oh, there we go.
The slave keeper's waiting. All right. Guys, I'm the slave keeper here, see? And don't go for any slaves getting out of line, see? You with the orange skins, come in here. You don't look so tough to me, see? And he looks like, get it, Edward G. Robinson?
There we go. All right. I got yep.
And later they call him something Robinson. Yeah, real cut up, boy. But nobody likes a smart house slave. I didn't figure to win no popularity contest in this dump. Your days of winning are over. From now on, it'll be all downhill, see? Okay, the last part he did not say see, but I couldn't help myself.
I know, you couldn't help but add it, yeah.
So he's fighting this big gargoyle-y dude right here,
Tax
see?
store.
He is definitely Eddie G. That's right.
Was that the tax man there? Tax store?
Yeah, that's tax store. Oh my God, he's going to tax you to death, see?
It's a tax man.
He works for the IRS, see? Tax store is a fighting slave from a jungle planet. He is all muscle, see? I'm okay, he's not saying see now, but he did it for a while, but I'm not going to make it up. Nothing can hurt him, nothing can stop him. You want I should take notes? You want I should take notes or fight back? Yeah, I'll just fight, Earthling. See where it gets you. Yeah, I'll just do that little thing. And of course, the thing gets thrown because he's got that stupid collar on him. All right, one lesson at a time is the way to do it. All right, so all right, so there we go. Ben throws in. Any comments? Let me know. He's just now about to meet our buddy.
Yeah.
Okay, so he gets thrown into his holding area, and guess who he meets?
Oh, that looks like
yeah, I think it's Kirby dialogue, Pounder. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. It's Destroyer. No, I know it's not the Destroyer. Yeah. Thanos. No.
Classic panel page. What a page, man.
Well, the art, the motion there. If you go, there's Storgo. But if you go back up to that panel again for a second, I'm watching on my second screen, so I'm behind a second. But go up a smidgen. Just Ben flying through the air there. Just with the crackle, the Kirby crackle there. It's there? Concrete crack. No, go back down or other direction. Yep. Page 18, I think. Yep, right there. Stop. Yep. Yeah, see the cracks in the concrete of that post, but it's a little subtle Kirby crackle there. Just
Oh, yeah.
adds. I mean, you know, you might not notice it if you're just flying by. But
Oh, no. Yeah. Oh, of course.
yeah, but it's it's pretty interesting. Just the way the layout goes, and you just picture Ben getting thrown in there. It's just you know, even though he's the Thing and he's super powerful, they're tossing him in there because he's got that stupid collar on. So yep.
Yes, sir. Into the cell with him. So much for him to learn. What happens if I get my homework? Do I get flunked out? Fool, you won't live long enough to worry about it. Well, that was a cheery thought. I wonder if, hey, what's this got? What's this? I got a cellmate? Well, two heads are better than one. Maybe we can figure out a way to bust out of this joint. So how's about it saying something? I am Torgo. How are we going to have Torgo talk? It's very important. Is it going to be like this?
No,
I am
so.
Torgo. I this one purpose. Okay, no, you're right. No. I respect that Kirby art.
IG-88. He talked like IG-88. I guess that's what they got.
About I am Torgo. I exist for one purpose alone. I am being trained to slay my foe when the great games begin. Yeah, that's real amusing. Who is the poor schnook? You know him well. He is called the Thing, and only your death will justify my life. Well, that's kind of personal, ain't it? So yes, we're about to bump stage here. And meanwhile, on Earth, while in another part of the endless cosmos we find it's hopeless to, basically they can't find him. What gives, brother-in-law? What's suddenly more important than our search for Big Ben? Nothing is, Johnny. I am searching for him, you idiot. But your tentacles pointed out into space. Hey, look, go chase girls. You don't know about all this sciencey stuff. Your primitive intellect doesn't know anything about molecular structures and chemical compounds. What? No. Yeah. That's from that's from it's from that.
Nope.
Yes, that movie. Army of Darkness.
Oh, Army of Darkness. There we go.
Love that movie. Very quotable.
I'm gonna go sharp at S-Mart tonight.
Sharp at S-Mart. Sharp S-Mart. But why read? Why there? It's the only answer, Johnny. Something like the Thing. Excuse me. Someone like the Thing couldn't possibly vanish so completely on Earth. But there, in the endless reaches of space, think, Johnny. Think. He was last seen with someone who the driver thought was me. In all the universe, what place has the power to change their appearance at will? Ben is out there, lad. Captive of a Skrull. Next issue, Ben Grimm, murderer. Now, issue number 19. Excuse me, 19. Issue number 1. What's wrong with me? 93. One of the great covers of all time. Well, that was 92.
92, yeah, with the yep.
Where am I at?
Oh, let's see.
92.
Wait, yeah, well, I like the cover, the 91 cover better, but 92 is an all-time classic.
This is a great
too.
cover, yes.
I mean, it's like, well, one's a 9.9 and one's a 9.8 or whatever,
Yeah.
It's
Okay,
a great cover.
I got something.
I like the scene on the first one on the
right
91 better, but this is still this is the one that's in the statue. So that's
yes,
when it swings
this
back around facing the right way.
Yeah, a statue issue.
Yep.
So, Fantastic Four number 92. Sale date. Where are you?
It was 69 or is it
November 1969. Writers, writer. I love how it says writer, and they put in parentheses. They put the S. But they did that with pencilers and inkers too on the database. So I'll say it like this, folks. The world's greatest comic magazine, Fantastic Four, approved by the Comics Code Authority. Fantastic Four, 15 cents. CC, it means Curtis Communications. 92, November. Marvel Comics Group, TM. Okay. For Fight News, new battle imported for games, powerful, dangerous, whatever. Anyway, brilliant cover.
I mean, the cover sets up the story too. Even if you miss the other issue, back then you didn't have subscription, so sometimes you'd, if you're going to the newsstand, maybe you missed it. You know what's happening just from the cover.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Wasted. You got,
Sure.
So, yeah.
Absolutely, it's just. So here we go. I don't know if this is showing Ben on the. Never mind, I'm not gonna say it. Okay, now look how I like how they fiddle with words. It just says by Stanley and Jack Kirby at this point.
Yeah, yeah.
He's trying to just Stan's ass. He's not saying I'm not saying I did it all myself or anything. It says by us. It's by us. Embellishment, Joe Sinnott. They had to use that word to be a little more broad. There's no color credit again. And Sammy Rosen always got his credit for his lettering, at least, which is a good thing. And he was one of the best letterers ever. So, all right.
Lettering's important too. I mean, it's
big time.
It's
largely overlooked, but it's huge.
Yeah. But yeah, look at like the look on that page where it's bold, it's subtle and hypno-glow. He's using bold and just it's of course it's all handwritten back then. Obviously, now all the lettering is done by soulless computers for the most part, I think. But
I don't think they have letterers anymore.
Probably
they do, but they're doing it on computers, but it's not the same.
Yeah, you just have that. Because not every word is perfect, but it looks it's damn neat. It's much better than most people say. People can't write today. The young kids, if you saw my kids' handwriting, oh my god. But it does add something. It's subtle and it adds something to the book.
Agreed, Matthew Pounder. Pete Joe Sinnott, especially this page. Man, look at that.
Yeah, look at that. That's great.
Great thing stuff. I know what you were thinking. Thing, but you are wrong. Even without the collar, you will be helpless. Yeah, you're just saying that because you're scared, Torgo. You're the one who's got to fight me. I'm afraid of nothing that lives. Look, while you were imprisoned here, the hypno-glow has been penetrating your mind. He's right, slave. Nothing. We leave nothing to chance. That's why no one has ever escaped us. Nuts! You wouldn't sound so blasted cool without them patty pot guns in your hands, and I just wrap them around your crummy neck if you just fire bullets instead of them brain blast waves. Look out! He's making a break for it. Still thinks he has a chance against, does he? I'll show you who's got a chance against Charlie. Remember, I warned you, it is totally hopeless. I'm busting out of here, and then, hey, what gives? Something told me back, so they catch him with this. But I just love it. I mean, Ben's relentless. He will not stop.
Yeah, it's never going to give up. Yep. Never give up, never surrender.
Do you think our hypno-glow was just a stall, see? Now hand over the collar, see? I give the orders here. Okay, I used one too many C's, but he really did say, hand over the collar, see? Just saying. Okay, so anyway. Next time Napoleon G. Robertson here gives a whistle, jump. You jump, see? Oh, next time Napoleon G. Robertson here gives a whistle, you jump, see? So the guy called the thing that. That's where I got it. Seconds later, keep moving, you guys. There ain't much time left for training. The great games start soon. So it's training time for the boys. Let's see what else we got. Find any more Star Trek stuff.
Well, he didn't call them heaters, though, right? Ben didn't say.
No, he didn't.
Watch out for the heaters, right? Yeah. We need some more heaters.
Yeah, I love seeing where he's out there mingling with the the little guys.
Yeah.
There's your first training opponent. Are you guys out of your tree? I'm not gonna fight no little guy like him.
Magno Man.
Fool, I am a scroll-bred Magno Man. Whatever that is. What is that anyway?
Should have guessed the magnets in his skull wasn't for show. Wasn't there for show. Yep. I wonder if there's ever been a Magno Man cosplay.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, you know, probably he's very popular around our way. No. Would you doubt it at this point? That'd be the king. Okay, I should have guessed the magnets in the skull. Blah, blah, blah. So Magno Man's giving Ben some fits right there. So Magno Man's giving Thingy some trouble because he's got some power. Meanwhile, back on Earth, it's hopeless, Chris. There's not a trace of Benji anywhere. Then perhaps Ben's Reed's theory was correct. Anyway, so they're going back. They're gonna go out and search for him, but now what did you think of this? Making Sue stay behind.
Yeah. Just gotta watch Franklin, right? Yep. It seems so hopeless. Just the four of us against the galaxy.
Yep. And he tells her basically.
I'm not thinking of her as your sister, boy, or even as my wife, but she's the mother of my son, and that means that mission goes on without her. I don't know, so I can see Stan's influence on some of that dialogue there. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, she is, she said, but Reed, Alicia can after her. You'll need all the help you can get. He writes this one's not for you. The answer is no, and that's final. Now be quiet, all of you. I've got the chart, a course that will take me out of here. Well, this
out there. Yep.
Wow. If she's fully healed, she's more. I think she's more important than Crystal. Crystal can stay with Alicia because Sue's more powerful.
That's what she says. You might need me. Yeah.
But I love this.
Reads the leader. Yep.
Yep. He's got to stop that stuff. And speaking of out there, okay, so I polished off that magnet head and I clobbered me a rhino gun. So how's about giving me a merit badge and I'll stay cutting out of here and I'll start cutting out of here.
Yeah, of course Benji's a Boy Scout.
Yeah, he is. Let's see here. You're not going anywhere, see? Not he said, see?
Yeah.
Not till after the great game, see? Boss Barker sure put himself as a good slave. What is first? What is first? What is first? I figure the thing can look anything. The thing can look any of them except for Torgo. What is he talking about?
Torgo the Great.
Where? Oh.
No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Yeah. Yeah.
What? Okay. So, if you win the games, I get some of the credit. Remember, I'm the one who trained you. You're a punk, mister, and so's your dum-dum with a gun. You creeps couldn't even make it as extras with Donnie and Clyde. And now I'll show you what I think of your games. And you, Hypnoglow is wearing off him. So they shoot him with the whatever they should.
It's a brain blast, yeah.
Right. Don't worry, trainer. That's where the brain blast come in. What? Enough. I don't want to hurt him too much. Yeah. I know. Okay, yeah, they're trying to get him to relax. So. I don't know. Boss Barker.
Boss Barker's paying him 10 power stones from Tashi Station. And he don't want damaged merchandise.
Tossy Station.
I added that into the Star
There's
Wars
some power converters?
reference. The power converters. Yeah, 10 power converters for Toshi Station. Yeah.
You can waste time with your friends when you charge her. Let's see here.
Tobor the Great. This is HB. Yep.
Is it here?
Well, Hungry Boy is saying, yeah, Tobor. Tobor the Great.
I
Yeah.
think Tobor popped in. Okay.
No,
Did he pop in? No.
No. It's Hungry Boy was saying, unless Tobor did pop in my chats live.
I didn't see it. Can't watch the chat. I'm watching this.
Yeah.
So anyway, what's his ass? You know, Ben shows defiance, and that's one of my favorite things about this. He's like, yeah, he may well have more power, but Ben don't give a shit. Ben just stays after him. The dude with no defiance. That dude there with the yellow.
Yes, I'm Mirror Hydro Press C. It has enough power to push through a planet, but not through Ben.
No. Well, again, yeah. He should keep his distance. So, it's merely higher address. Oh, it has enough power to push through a planet.
Ben's gonna scrap that.
Oh, you say, yeah. Wow. So, you thinking, huh? Jesus.
It'll hold you here, safe till the great games begin. Yeah, think, and he just scraps the whole thing.
I love that thing. Yeah, you might think he's a little bit stronger. I mean, he's from Earth. They get really superpowered.
Yeah. No overgrown Tinker Toy is gonna pin Aunt Petunia's blue-eyed nephew down. Yep. That's why I love the thing. Yeah.
Oh man, hyperbole. Well, even at the price of 10 Power Stones, whatever those are, I think Boss Barker got a bargain in you. I'm betting he put up a real good fight. Although Records Blue, the Records before Lippy rescues started. Oh, you're dead meat. But I cool it again as long as they weather bastards there. I try to. No, I can't. I'm not drawing a blank. It's driving me crazy. Let's get these. You know, no. Okay. I'm drawing a blank on something from a different story. It's not from this one though. That's why you should make notes. But then you end up with like notes you never use.
Right? She does her show notes as she watches the show.
Yes. And Hungry Boy, does that mean Tobor is here? Because I didn't see him.
Or maybe he's talking about robot, Tobor would fight Torgo. Who would win, Torgo or Tobor?
All right, here we got the great games are starting. Okay, the chief is on his way. Here we are at the great games of the galaxy. With the most exciting they're not saying that, folks. That's me. All right, I don't know what cracks about the book. This is Bella Axe Mix.
Yeah.
I mean, this is. I never thought about how blatant this was. Did you?
No, I mean, yes and no. I mean, it's just you can't help but think about piece of the action. I mean, just because it's aliens, right? So it's aliens, and it's not. They don't have the gladiator element in the Star Trek story, but just the way the comedy is set up. It's just when did this story? When was a piece of the action actually released?
67, 68.
Let's see here, right? So I wonder.
A good year before this.
A good year, okay.
Clearly, yeah. Oh yeah. Second season.
It's second season.
Not like it's year. That's what's remarkable about it. It's not like it's years and years, but it is a lot. So anyway.
Yeah, original air date January 12th, 1968.
Okay, so about somewhere not too close. I mean, not too far from a year out of it. So yeah. All right. So anyway, where are we at now? We're at some fancy schmancy gathering for the big Kirby page of faces, old faces. It's almost like Jack Kirby put himself in the comic. That'd be an older version.
Yep. Does a little bit, yeah.
Veggie stretching out on the ground, still talking to Torgo. Hey man, let's break out of this bitch. Let's kick some ass. What makes you think you're gonna beat me, pal? I cannot lose. I am the most powerful. You pay. Victory comes to me as flight comes to a bird. Look,
yeah.
Instead of us clobbering each other, let's figure a way out to park this joint. Or take this joint apart. Sorry.
Yeah.
What you suggest is unthinkable. I am Torgo, the slave. I exist but to fight. Wham! And he proves it. You know something? You got a real antisocial hang up there, Melvin. It's Melvin. You go to Melvin. You don't worry about it. I think I can help you lose it. Whoop. Hello, and Clayton's Clash. All right, you guys, grab your blast guns and break it up in there. We don't want any slaves damaged when they get reached the arena, which is the episodes coming out with the right. So they're breaking them apart. Anything to add, by the way?
No, just continued brilliance, right? I mean, it's just there's no bad panels, right? The coloring's great. The setup is great. Good night, Chris.
All right, Chris. Thank you, buddy.
I mean, it's a great setup too. It's building up to the fight. It's like where they have the weigh-in for the boxers and they always get into a fight, and you're kind of building up to a Rocky-esque showdown here, and you're that's what you're thinking about, and you're wondering, maybe Ben will lose to this guy. He's the robot.
Yes,
he's never lost.
Character,
he beats everyone. He's so what's going to happen when Ben has to fight, right? And doesn't have Reed, Sue, or Johnny to back him up here, so he's all out on his own. So, and then you got this, the rogues gallery of crazy aliens with Kirby letting rip his imagination. Star Wars Cantina scene before the Star Wars Cantina scene, so it's
Good night, Chris Persia. Take it easy, bud. Let's see here. So, he's got a big gang there of would-be fighters. Guys about to go into the ring. Let's see here. Line them up with the others. They won't give you any trouble, not while you're holding them with blasters, see?
And then you find out. Oh, sorry. But then you find out even what's more important. Yeah. The fate of your own planets will be stake as well, kind of like the contest of champions are
their own planet
fighting the champion. Yep.
Right. Yes. Again, predating it, of course. Not only will the outcome of those games decide who will rule the territories on this planet, but the fate of the unknown.
The fate of your own planets will be at stake as well. Yep. Yeah, so I guess they're gonna. If you lose, your planet gets destroyed, or something. You'll find out soon enough. Yeah.
Let's see. Into the arena. So they're all going yowling like cattle. What does it matter? Not very. Will not stay very long. Into the arena, be dead in a few minutes. You big bums. Again, very great kinetic, moving Kirby action with some Kirby machines, Kirby monsters. Got to have a Kirby machine. You need a Kirby monster. Monsters. It's aliens. And then, of course, Fantastic Four. They never leave a man behind. And
Warp Factor 9. Engage. Yep.
Yep. What are they going to do? He says, "Yeah, no one can help except the FF, but it's too much to hope for. It's too much to even hope for." At that very instant, in another part of the universe, hope it's not a wild goose chase, Reed. There's only one way to find out. Shut up, Johnny. This is it. If Ben's a prisoner of the Skrull ships, he needs to take us, and we'll not fail to avoid him. Just kidding. I don't know. I hate that. And it concluded next issue. So you are you remembering a lot of this so far? So I think you read it for
yeah. Oh yeah. And I read this. I didn't get a chance to reread it all, unfortunately, but I read these a bunch of times because.
Oh yeah.
See, just read them a few times. Yeah. And I got a Garbaggio memory, but for
me too.
Important stuff like this, I don't forget it as much. Yeah.
We're now up to the final issue, which has a tragic, slight, and I mean infinitesimal disappointment in the art because, and our buddy Natty Staddy wouldn't agree with me, but in this case, someone else bow out?
No.
Yes. In this case, it's not that bad, but the inking was not done by the guy who did the first three and did most of that back then. Arena of Death was actually inked by Mr. Frank Giacoia, and Giacoia was a competent, good inker at the time, but he's no Joe Sennett. He wasn't as fitting as Joe Sennett was on the King.
On the Kirby
it's
artwork.
Okay, right. I prefer Sennett, but you can't have everything you get it. You know.
I wonder who inked that cover, though. Is that cover inked by Sennett? It looks like it's.
No, Frank Giacoia also inked the cover.
He did cover him.
You used to take No, yeah, I mean, but yeah, according to usually they were.
The interior inker usually did the cover him.
Who?
The guy who did the interior inking would also do the cover typically, or ink the cover.
Not always.
Not always. Okay.
Not always. But it was a rough job out there. So with a release date of September 16, 1969. Of course, we have no color credit, but it's because Stanley. Let's see, there's no writer credit, but it does say writer, creator, penciler, King of Comics, some guy named Jack Kirby. I don't know who he is. So, never heard of him. Great cover, Arena of Death. Insides are going to be okay, folks. Sorry to be disappointing. Who did that? Whose fault was this? Did someone text you?
Nope.
Oh,
I didn't say anything.
Right. Should have swore that was. All right. So let's see. Where am I? Okay. Look.
Splash page.
This is part 4. Yes. Together again at last. Now, the mighty Torgo. Master, it's time to issue 4 of the story, man. It's called The Greatest Torgo Stories Ever Told. So, the mighty thing has been captured by the Slayer and brought to the far-off Skrull Galaxy to fight in the great games. Yeah, I can't even read my own crap that I didn't write. But as you can see, Mr. Fantastic, Christo, and the Human Torch are hot in pursuit is on his trail. No pun intended. What is a pun? I think I'll still create one.
He created puns.
I think I did. And now the cataclysmic conclusion of a stirring saga. Can't you just never mind? Buy. How about that? It's just buy someone now.
Yep.
By
Lee and
Stan
Kirby.
Lee and Jack Kirby. Yeah. Frank Giacolia, my current inker, because Joe knows too much. No,
Matthew
Body-
Pounder likes Giancoa. This is his favorite Kirby inker.
I like him too. He's a good inker. I like him too. Nothing more with him. I'm when it comes to especially on FF though, I gotta have Sinat. That's never quite right. Or early one. Some of the early ones are Ditko Ethan. Where are we?
And Hails and Mighty Orbots. Nope, that's not Herbie.
What do you have? Mighty Orbots. So here they are. I don't get it, Reed. How can we find one human scroll planet out of the endless cosmos? I just followed my orders, Johnny, and made it. Well,
Make a flying sweep of the air, and you'll see. But how's he flying out in outer space without? He doesn't have the power cosmic there, right? Does he have a suit with oxygen, or how's Johnny flying in outer space at this point? Or is he flying? Are they near a planet there?
I'm trying to find that page. What page is that?
Well, no, right there, because he's out in space. How's Johnny can't fly out? No, Johnny. How can Johnny fly in outer space without oxygen?
Where at? Down to me?
No, just in general, right? I mean, unless I'm missing something.
What are you looking? What are you talking about?
No, right. He's in outer space right there.
Where?
That panel, right? Go down. Right, next panel. Well, there he's in outer space, right? Aren't they outside a spaceship there? Or they're
yes.
So how is Johnny flaming on without oxygen? Just asking.
It's a lot
I want another Nobel Prize.
It's Class M space.
It's Class M space. All right. I mean, at one point doesn't Johnny get the power cosmic at one point or so? I can't remember.
No, he never. I mean, not.
Or he was able to, like for one issue or something, he was able to fly in outer space. Or I can't remember. Just maybe someone in the chat.
You got me.
But Johnny can't fly and breathe in outer space. Didn't he get bent one time? Reed made him a suit where he could flame on in space.
He did actually. Yes.
Right.
That's true.
I'm not going crazy there, right?
No, I did. I remember that. So anyway, that was funny.
So just ignore that.
No, it was great. I just wasn't even thinking about it. Anyway, the mighty thing has been captured by the. Sorry, I did that, didn't I? Oh, okay.
Yep, you did that one. Yep.
All right, sorry. I don't get it, Reed. How can we find one hidden squirrel planet out here in the endless cosmos? Just follow orders, Johnny, and shut your face. Make a flying sweep of the area, and you'll see.
Go die in the vacuum of space. But other than that, yes.
Wow. Good burn. All scroll ships leave an invisible radioactive trail behind them. It's our only hope of tracing them. What show does that sound like to
you? Star Trek.
Now,
remember the Romulan ship was cloaked, but it was leaving an ion trail behind, or
I don't think you even need to leave an ion trail. Wasn't there? I know it was Romulan ships.
Yeah, the Romulan was cloaked. What did they leave? Some
in Balance of Terra.
Yeah, it was some kind of ion trail or some kind of signature. Yeah.
Yes. That's true. Frankie Ray did get cosmic power because she certainly couldn't fly that without it. What's for? Oh, Fiona, I would be honored to read the comics to you. Let's see here. Let's see. Okay, so oh shit! All right, so he's out there flaming on in space, and basically, Reed finds warp signature of the slaver ship, and or is trying to find it anyway. Meanwhile, even as Mr. Fantastic speaks the one he is searching for awaits his turn in the arena of death. At first, I thought this was all some kind of nutty gag, but it ain't. It's this thing. The Skrulls get their kicks by taking slaves from every planet raid and making them battle for Quatloos. Those damn... they probably are friends with the gamesters, you know?
They're grabbing people even from Route 66.
Yep. Trailer, a sailor, Rue, never mind. And if a slave won't fight, they threaten to toss home planet right out of orbit. So guy ain't got no choice but to accepting to go out there and get himself killed, says Ben. He's got him down. He's got him down now. He's standing over him, and the crowd out there. Well, maybe it should be Howard. He's got him down now. He's standing over him, and the crowd out there is roaring. It means the Primatoid must die. The Catman has no choice but to obey the wishes of his masters. Masters, my foot. They're just a bunch of no-good murdering Skrulls. That may be, but it is we who are the slaves. Howard Cosell has been taken to a planet of Skrulls, and all of the Skrulls love him. Well, I love him. Maybe they don't love him
Steve
so much.
Mitchum loves him, yep.
Steve Mitchum will not like that. Sorry. That was a crappy... Hey, that was a Skrull. Okay, so that was particularly bad, Howie. All mine are bad, but they're bad because it's me. But that was particularly bad because it was a Skrull doing it. Don't you understand? It was a Skrull. All right, so come on, Torgo. We'll find a way to beat this rap. Impossible. Only our deaths will end in this great game. In all of the history of the games, no slave has ever escaped. You know, Torgo's getting to be a little bit of a bummer, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a depressing robot. He's kind of like Marvin.
He is. Oh, God. I'm so depressed. Don't even get me started about Earth. Life. Don't talk to me about life. Okay, they ain't never had the thing before, I'm telling you. So there they walk into where the battle is supposed to be. Don't just stand there, you misshapen brute. We have a fortune riding on the out. No, they don't talk like that. Don't just stand there, you misshapen brute. We have a fortune riding on the outcome of your match. They got that kind of mixed up there. Torgo is going to make mincemeat out of your orange-skinned earthling barker. I paid 10 power stones for him, Louis. He will not fail. Let the battle begin. The command has been given. We must obey. Wow.
The word is given.
So I'm going to knock the crap out of you. I shall finish you quickly with as little pain as possible, except for this devastating punch to your yapper. So there you go. That's this great page, by the way. There's nothing quite like a Kirby punch page, folks.
I mean, I'd blow that up as a poster, except Benji's on the wrong end, the receiving end there.
Yes, if Benji wasn't the wrong end, if he were doing that to Torgy Boy, that'd be something.
Yeah.
But still, it's raw Kirby power when somebody's getting waylaid there. Here comes Torgo. Forgive me, Earthling. I harbor you no malice, but I do what I was born to do. Look, Rivethead. Look, Rivethead. Agonizing for being a killer don't make it any better. See? Any better? See? Never have I faced such strength. Torgo's arms cannot crush the life from you. Thus, I must try a new attack. Use your head, Torgo. We're on the same side. Let us attack them. Fool. Have you forgotten the Sonic Disruptor? Defy us, and your home planet will be instantly destroyed. You see? He didn't say that.
But we got the FF protecting our home planet.
Well, the Avengers and about a bazillion other people. Bring it on, biatch. Nuts. How do I know you ate and just putting me on? Who says that nutty looking gizmo ain't just a phony hunk of junk. Earthling, stop. You do not understand. Don't waste your breath, Torgo. If it's proof he wants, I'll give him a little demonstration. See the asteroids orbiting around our planet? Our planet. Now see what happens when they are hit by our silent sonic ray. A sonic ray in space. Jack?
Well, it's vibrating the molecules.
Right. It's,
on the other.
But to be fair, it's 1969, so
yeah,
he's still doing all kind of cool stuff. Whoa, D-Bud for the win. That's a rare one you don't get every day, man. Mike Barron's Sonic Disruptors was supposed to be 12 issues. This was back in the late 80s. And it was a mini series for DC that only lasted 7 issues. And I've forgotten, I never ever thought anyone, if I mentioned that comic, would ever get the reference. And here comes D-Bud mentioning it. That's a obscura beyond belief, pal. I love it. But you were running the shop at the time. Remember those ads for Sonic Disruptors? What a big deal that was going to be. Big futures science fiction comic. It was Mike Barron. People knew who he was from the stuff on Nexus and Punisher. Nexus and Badger. So, yeah, only 7 issues. Supposed to be 12, wasn't there? Or was it 10? Was it 9? I think it was 10. 10, 12, something like that. All right, where am I? Okay. They've been knocked out of orbit. They're crashing into the sun. That is why we must fight. Why we must obey their orders blindly. Fate of our home planets is in our hands, you stupid orange rock. There is only one such sonic disruptor in all of the galaxies, and only the Skrulls possess it. It took ages to create, but it makes them supreme. And now, Earthling, defend yourself. Our masters have provided a new weapon to add zest to our battle. Oh, it's nice and zesty. I like it. Yes, the one with the guitars. That's right, Matthew Pounder. You remember. The dopey comic looked like to me. I remember it was only selling 3 copies a month, and it was supposed to be 12 issues. 12. I think Claude bought it. I didn't even buy it.
So it was kind of like it did like the Flash movie. Not so good.
Not so good.
All the hype. Yep.
There were a lot of comics like that, but I didn't buy it either. I mean, maybe about the first one. I don't know. If I did, I sold it to myself. I'll show you what I think of your nutty planet and your pipsqueak toys. Don't stop. Do not crush it. Stop. Too late. I tried to warn you. I did not want to defeat you by trickery. How about that? The blasted thing was bloody booby trapped. It was booby trapped. But now you have left me no choice. I must do what must be done. Farewell, Earthling. I salute you for your valor. Hey, it's no fair. The thing wasn't beaten by Torgo. He exploded the bomb himself. That's got nothing to do with it. Get in, Torgo. Finish him off. What do the rules say about this? I don't know, but it isn't clear. That's a good point. The rules aren't clear about that. Yeah, well, you're all deciding. Boom, boom. Foul. The Earthling struck while we were debating the rules. Relax, Lippy. You lost that round. You lost a round and you'd know it. I told you not to put your territory against mine. From what the slaver told me, I knew the Earthling couldn't lose. The game's not over yet, Barker. Remember that. Look, something up now doesn't count. They're starting the fight all over again. Rule decision, this battle is voided. Contestants will both stand by. Continue with weapons. It'll be the easiest fight of all. All right. Meanwhile, somewhere in space, the FF finally catch up to their unsuspecting prey. So they find the Skrulls, the ones they were chasing. And man, some of this art, seen it so much. Daniel Link, good luck.
So
good night.
Good night.
Yes. What were you say?
Thanks. No, I mean, just that sounds like a broken record, but it's so good. Originally, I didn't appreciate Kirby as much too when I first read him. I thought it was a little bit, I don't know, it's strange, but the art is his style is definitely a unique and different style, and you kind of get into the zone, and then once you appreciate it and you catch what he's doing, uh, really, it's just amazing. And the best part is just how he shows the scene and look at the torch. I can picture him flying by that saucer there. It's just the setup. It's one thing to be able to draw, a human torch or a scroll there or a saucer, but just that page flows. It's like a mini movie. Then he zooms in on the scroll pilot there, and then you just picture Johnny flying by, and then Johnny, shoots back with some flames. So it's just a great great. I'm laughing at Hungry Boy says heathen, but like as a young kid, 8-year-old or 10-year-old kid seeing Kirby for the first time, it's it's like, wait, who's this guy? Who is this guy?
Right.
It looks so different than anything else, and you're like, this is looks kind of weird. And then you kind of grow to appreciate it. And I know a lot of people have said that about Kirby. It's not just me, because you're not exposed, as a person who was started reading comics 1977.
Right.
Was the first time I read comics. So Kirby is pretty much done with Marvel, right? I mean, I think he came back for Black Panther and a few comics, but I didn't read. I was reading a few things in reprints that my grandpa had picked up for me, but yeah, it's just the more you read of Kirby, the more you appreciate it. So
Yeah.
oh, I'll be going to confession too this weekend, Hungry Boy. That's
For what?
For saying that I didn't initially like Kirby as a young kid. I'll
You should
say 200
stop
200
that.
Hail Marys and a bunch of Our Fathers, and I should be hopefully back in good with the Lord.
We shall see about that.
Yep.
So they've catch up to the squirrel up some squirrel jerkweeds. My spaceship has clearance. How can that be? My spaceship has clearance, but none but my slave ship has clearance. Blah blah blah. Oh, what did they find? So they caught up to him, and Johnny's flamed on in space for sure. Man, oh man, I've never thought about that in so long. That he goes and flames their asses off, and
I didn't read that in the dialogue yet.
So they're going to get some info from this slave here. I mean, from this scroll slaver here. Well, but we're luckier than Reed Richards, who don't have to wait till the scroll recovers. Ergo, want to double our bet? Shut up. They're starting to fight again. Come on, Torgo. Let's make it look like we'll make it look good while we're trying to think of something. It is useless. There can be no escape. Don't be such a pen. Now here we go. Does not. That's just perfect for the thing. We've both got.
Yeah.
They both got the Lirpa. That's the Lirpa, right? No, that's
Lirpa.
Jan Wu.
Yeah.
Which one was? I thought the rope thing. It was Jan Wu. This is the Lirpa.
That's a Lirpa. Yeah. Well,
okay.
It was a knife on one side, knife edge on one side, and
It was, even though it's not exactly a knife thingy, but
closer.
It's still they're fighting that kind of weapon, and they're friends now, and they're not for the same reasons or anything. But a mock time, anybody? A little bit, maybe. They were kind of buddies now. They're on. They admire each other and respect each other, but they're having to fight to the death.
Yeah, because that weapon, one side is for defense, one side is for offense, and that's what they're doing right there.
Yeah,
right?
similar to the
similar.
He certainly,
and of course, and the Marines too, or in the armed forces, you'd use the training. They had and each side had yeah, it was, or if you watch American Gladiators, right? You had the, the kind of like the Lurper there. But yeah,
Yeah.
here's the Lurper here. I'll show it to everyone. Yeah,
Oh yeah. Everyone's
there's
all
yeah,
seen
everyone
that.
knows
Yeah,
this. We're all yeah, but here's so it's kind of similar there, right? I mean,
wow. Right. So maybe I should have made start keeping score with this thing.
yeah,
Another one. So far, we've gotten well, you got a shapeshifter. That's Shrek. But I'm talking about it's got to predate this comic though. Man Trap. There was a shapeshifter as early as the Man Trap, but the Skrulls have been around before, so the Skrulls predate Star Trek. So let's give them that point. Right? Fair enough.
yep.
However, slaves. We'll just run right past it for a minute and go. We've got Piece of the Action, heavily influenced Piece of the Action, Gamester Strikes Gillian. We've seen other things here and there. A Mock Time Now is there with a little bit of influence. So yeah, I didn't write down all of those. I've named a bunch of episodes tonight that I've already forgotten. Way to go, Jack, man. So anyway, therefore it is you who must fail. It is Torgo who must triumph. In all of the galaxies, only Torgo has been born and bred for battle. So how come they never bred you to shut up while you're fighting? And someone should have tipped you off. Just because a guy is down doesn't mean he's got to be out. Pay attention to him. I'm going to teach it. I'm going to teach it. I'm going to teach it to you. I'm going to teach it to you like it is. Oh, my eyes are crap. First, I'll wrap this overgrown diaper pen around you. And now all I do is squeeze.
Yeah, then he's all nuts. I can't get myself to do it. I ain't no crummy murderer.
Yep.
Thus, I can now break free. Yep. Well, goody for you.
Well, goody for you. And again, kill Spock. So, remember, Spock hesitated.
Yeah, he did hesitate, right? Yeah.
But then he didn't really think he killed him when he did. Kill Spock? That's not what came to Vulcan for, is it? No. Had you bothered to study your weapon instead of merely wrecking it, you would have noticed that it has a most interesting quality. The end is more than just a bludgeon. It also emits a devastating ray at the press of a button. So, whoop. No, it's always cheaties with you guys.
Yeah, that's cheating. Come on.
Trolls are a bunch of cheaty punks. This time, not all your power nor all your courage can save you. Nerve gas getting in my nose and my mouth. The pores of my skin making me weak, dizzy. And making you completely vulnerable to rocks. True. Making you vulnerable to my final attack. Farewell, Earthling. We shall not see your like again. Ha! That's it, Torgo. Squash him, crush him. No fair, no fair. The Earthling had no knowledge of the weapon. That's his tough luck, Parker. And yours. It's all part of the game. He should have figured it out. No, he's been fouled. This doesn't count. It won't work, Parker. You're too late. Nothing can save you a beaten thing anymore. Take it easy, Parker. You know the rules. Nobody gets rough till the game's over. You won't get away with this. Nobody beats Boss Parker, huh? Anyway, so they're all perturbed, and
well, it's all about the money, right? Yeah.
Yep. I'm with Reed Riches. So Johnny goes in undercover to get inside of this place. he's trying to get down to where Ben is. I'm with the Reed Richards mob, he says it. And there they are. There they are.
Yep.
All right. I'm ordering. I would advise you to sit still, Axe Mix. Just like in a piece of the action.
Johnny's got no
Batman
trouble
Satisfaction.
driving an old car there, though. Was standard.
Yeah. Well, this is, Johnny was a race car driver.
Race car driver. Yes, I'm joking. Yeah. He knows what to do with that third pedal.
Yeah, he's not like Kirk.
Yeah. Well, Kirk would have figured out how to drive pretty quickly, I think.
They could also be bottle openers. Was Kirby a big drinker? No, Kirby did not drink much, actually. Some say little, if at all. To my understanding. I could be incorrect. I often am. Okay. So this is kind of cool. You got Reed, Crystal, and Johnny in that garb there. With Bonnie and Clyde. Yep. This is right when Bonnie and Clyde was one of the popular movies out around this time, probably. And I love the flying car. Not only is it like an old, it's a flying old car. That's so Kirby, man. Jesus Christ. He always gives you something fun to look at. I can't get enough of that flying car.
And dirigible in the back, or that's
for
D-Bud, right? Yep. For
all retro, Zeppelin. But flying stuff.
Street car.
Yeah. Isn't that amazing? I love that car. It's got little anti-gravity things.
Well, D-Bud says, he loves the airship in the background, right? Because if anyone's seen D-Bud's room with all his blimps and dirigibles, it's pretty amazing that he's built.
Yeah. It's pure Kirby right there. I love it. Yeah. Gotta love that airship. So here on goes the battle. Come on, Targo. Let him have it. What are you waiting for? Finish him off, slave, or your planet will die. I cannot do it. I cannot. He could have slain me before, but he did not. How could I murder one who has shown me mercy? Yes, you'll seal the doom of your world and his. No,
kill eye.
Not the Sonic Disruptor. Oh, kill eye. Not the Sonic Disruptor. You must not. Come on, we got to rush him. Stand aside. I will destroy it. Or I will destroy you. I'll destroy it for you. What? Oh. Who? What? Who? A female hurling shockwaves. But whom?
Not Susie.
Not Susie, but Crystal.
Yeah, why was she holding a gun when she's got the previous panel?
Because those guys don't know what their powers are.
I guess, yeah, right, yeah.
It's over, Ben. They can't threaten Earth anymore. You're through going. You're through going it alone, old timer. We're together once again. Sure, Blue Eyes. We're harder to shake than glue.
Especially if Pastebot Pete gets us stuck together.
Pastebot Pete, of course. Yeah, found me. You came all the way across from home across the galaxies just for me. What in the blazes is wrong with me? Must have something in my eye. we understand, men. The same sinner must have found us all. But
where's Susie? That's where Sue is, right? Yeah.
Well, we wouldn't let her go. Yeah. Now it's four of us against a planet. Look out. The whole joint's rocking with gunfire. It's Torgo. He's blasting open the slave doors. We no longer need fear for safety of our home worlds. So the time has come for us to fight back. But now, no longer shall we fight as slaves. Now we fight to win, or else to die, or we die as free men and aliens.
I am Spartacus.
Yes, I am Torticus. Down with our captors, death to the scrolls. The only thing that kept them poor slaves in check was being afraid their planets would be kiboshed. But now it's going to be a very different story. By the way, they ripped this off big time. Starlin ripped this off with his War World series, and even which ripped a lot. DC Justice League series ripped us off as well. They ripped a lot of Kirby off, obviously. So if he was ripping Star Trek, well, they ripped him too. This is our chance to escape while the battle keeps raging. First, we'll free a couple of our captives for our own. I like how they threw a couple of the captives to the wolves. Well, gentlemen,
Right.
you served your purpose. Quickly now, we left the saucer at the edge of the spaceport. We made it. Nothing can stop us now. Next stop, Earth. I sure hope so. Torgo and his buddies clobber them bums. You know, it's kind of funny. I never found out who he really was or where he came from. Don't even know how if he was mostly a robot or what. But he was lots more, man, than some of them cockamammies we'll be running into when we get back to Earth. So long, Torgo. Give him one from me, pal. Now let's keep it quiet here. I aim to catch up on a lot of shut-eye. Next issue, The Lady is a Witch. Next issue is a classic, by the way. Just saying.
Yep.
Bum, bum, bum. What about that?
Not
Ladies
bad,
and
not
gentlemen,
bad. Well done.
we-
Yep.
What about that review of Fantastic Four, number 90 through number 93?
A+++.
Thank you, Brian Hepburn. What's up, duder? Anti-derivative Jill. Jill.
Hey,
What do
Joe.
you say, Jill? Good to see you, my dear. Hope we didn't miss anybody else popping through here. Oh, man. So hope you all enjoyed that review as much as I know. I know you guys probably. I never know what people would expect from reviews or think, but I love doing these. I
Well,
just
it's fun,
have so much fun. And so one of this J-Man, you and I, we've been doing these for years now on the channel. And I never get enough of them. I never think we've been, until lately, I've been doing a lot of them, but I went for months and months and months, where I would go a month or two without doing one and go, man, we got to get back to that. Because you got so much out there.
And I was just looking up Torgo to find more of his background, and there've been
They brought him back, didn't they?
there've been 23 appearances of Torgo in and he was, of course, 91, 92, 93. Then he came back in FF 173 with Earth and Pearl Galactus, Kirby cover, 173, 174. Then Marvel 2-in-1 with the real Captain Marvel, number 45, art by Ron
Nice.
Wilson.
I remember that was a sequel to this.
Yeah, and then we got Incredible Hulk 270. You get more Torgo, and he's fighting with the same weapon, it looks like. So he's in 270, 272, and he's actually in Wolverine 134, 135, and 138 with Galactus. Yep.
Nice. Ezra
isn't that-
Goldstein, shalom. Good to see you, my friend.
Ezra, and then he's also in Drax, the Destroyer, Volume 1, which is a modern comic from 2016. So he's in Drax 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Deadpool Assassin as Guardians of the
Jesus.
Galaxy, Volume
They've been bringing
17.
Torgo all over the place. Jesus
Yeah, I
Christ.
didn't think it was in that many issues, but 2019 was his last appearance. I'm not going to show you the cover from As Guardians of the Galaxy because Hungry Boy might have to claw his eyes out.
I don't want to see any of these modern. I don't want to see any modern covers. If you got covers of some of his other ones, that's cool. But
yeah, but this one is bad.
are you showing stuff now?
No, I'm not. But I'm saying
because I got the thing covered.
No.
Yeah, I don't. No.
No, but I'm just looking at it, on the database.
Oh yeah, I hear you. I'm sure it is bad.
Yeah, and I'm looking at that last cover, and I'm like, oh my god, if Hungry Boy saw this last Guardians of the Galaxy number 17, he would claw number 7, he would claw out his eyes. So yeah. Yeah, I just love this.
Thanks, HB. Oh shit. Yeah.
I just love these issues. I mean, as a kid, you appreciate them on a different level too. As a kid, when you first read it, it's a fun, romp in space, and Ben gets the kick butt. But there's also a nice moral to the story where, Torgo is really not the big bad that you find out. He's got another side to him, very, Devil in the Dark. Not exactly, but
Right.
it's
Oh yeah.
they become allies eventually. Even though Torgo keeps saying it's gonna, in the beginning, I'm gonna, basically whip your ass, Ben. But yeah, it was. So there's a nuance there. So. Oh, HB is asking for it. He said, "Torture me if you must." You don't really want me to show this, do you?
Keely Chow, Roll Tide. Do I want that on this? I mean, it won't last long.
No, a couple of seconds. I guess he kind of asked for it. There's maybe 2 seconds.
Thanks a lot, hungry boy. What is wrong with you? Jesus, man. I'm trying to save us from all this crap. All right, Let's see. Jill got a nickname on her Treks stream because she is so awesome. It makes everyone happy. Antidepressant Jill. I love it.
Oh, that's a good
nice. She is the greatest. Let's go. Ask Guardians of Jesus Christ.
Do it. Look at that. How bad that is.
Who buys that crap?
Well, I didn't buy that one. But here's all the appearances of Torgo. So this is kind of fun.
Show us the Torgo appearance.
Yeah. So 91, 92, 93, obviously. Then you got FF 173.
Kirby cover again. I remember.
1976.
I don't remember him being in this one, but I remember the cover.
Yeah, the Count of Earth Must Die.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we got a 174. A Titan called Torgo. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so
his old buddy Torgo.
It's back. Yep. High Evolutionary there.
I have that figure now.
Now you do. Yep. You're welcome. And everyone else who contributed. Yep. And then we go Marvel 2-in-1 145. I've got that.
Me too. That's a great one. We got to review that one. It's also a direct. Let's
see if I zoom in a little bit. Hulk 270. I miss those old Hulk issues. Yep. And there's Torgo. It looks like Torgo there with the Lurpa. I'm guessing that's Torgo.
Yeah.
I'm trying to not cover it up. And then he comes in Hulk 272. Wendigo and Sasquatch and yep. There we go. Sasquatch, yep. And Wolverine 98. That's not a very good cover. Sorry, hungry boy. Wolverine 135. Jeff Matsuda. Never liked his art. That's when Wolverine had his. I'm guessing no adamantium there. Yep. Oh dear God, I made the wrong decision. What is marked as this hungry boy about showing these covers? Now this cover is not bad. Galactus versus Wolverine, really.
He's not even done that one.
Okay, so that was a good one. All right, I'm not going to go through all these Drax covers, but maybe click to see if we get Torgo on any of them. Oh God, I mean he's in these issues, but oof. What year was this? This was 2016. Oh, how we've fallen. Thank God Jack Kirby doesn't have to see this. Oh, of course, he's such a nice guy. He probably
wouldn't say anything. Public.
Wouldn't say anything, yeah.
No.
Pip the Troll. Come on, we got to get Torgo on one of these covers. 10. Well, he's in these issues, but he's in these issues, but we don't get him. Yep. On the cover, yep. Deadpool. He made it in a Deadpool issue. And as Guardians of the Galaxy, just
Deadpool.
All right, that's not as bad as this cover. There you go, hungry boy.
Is Torgo on that? I can't see it.
Yeah, it says supporting characters. Torgo, Pip the Troll. I don't know who these other
Where's
characters are.
Torgo?
He's part of the Ravengers, I guess. They made him
Where
as
is
part of the
he?
Ravengers.
Is he on there?
He's not in the. Well, he's in the new Ravengers. The
Boy.
crew of space pirates led by Yondu. Oh my God! Look at that art. Oh my God, the horror.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh God, Star-Lord #2, December 2015. So there's There's
I mean, I guess
New Yondu.
some people like that kind of minimalist art, I suppose. You know, it's fine
Right.
and all good. All fine and good until somebody loses an eye. You know what I mean?
until you rip your eyes out after looking at it.
Yeah,
Thank goodness I've not eaten my supper yet. Says
you might poke your eye out.
hungry boy. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, I tell you what. I don't know, man.
I'm gonna spare us all that, but yeah, but that was it.
No,
Torgo
no.
had more appearances than I thought he would have. Actually, 23 appearances. So that's up on a trivia question.
Yeah, I mean, I remember him from that, and I don't remember seeing any of the other ones, but I'm sure I mean, possibly
Marvel
did
2-in-1.
Probably did at some point.
Yeah, I read Marvel 2-in-145.
Yeah. Oh, sure, I did at some point as well.
Yeah.
I mean, that's got crappy art. Well, I love Ron, but I don't think he had a good anchor on that one. But we should review that one. Actually, you know a comic we talked about reviewing a long time ago? No, what Ezra have to say here? Bobby, I know that you, Mark Raquel, are finishing up your UFO review. May I make a suggestion that we all three of you review Sapphire and Steel as something to review in the future? I'm definitely looking into it. If I can find it, I'm going to watch some. Blake 7 could be next, though. So, and that'll take a solid year. But look, I got to, in order for us to review it like that, a few things have to happen. I could never have predicted how much Raquel would fall in love with UFO.
Yeah.
Or me. Look, she loves it way more than Mark and I do. But I really do
sure.
like it. I think it's just a really great show. I mean, I wouldn't, if I didn't like it that much, or if I thought it was just sort of okay, I'd be honest with her. And she'd love her show, fine. I'd be like, yeah, it's a good show. And that would be that. I don't know if we would review it or not. We might still review it. But I got to be kind of excited about a show to review it. And I'm kind of excited about UFO. I had never got the chance to watch it all. Finally did. And I think I just really do. Would it make my top 20? I don't even know. But as far as all-time shows, I don't know. But it could get close. So that's pretty high praise from me. I don't know how Mark truly feels about it. I know he likes it.
Well, I really like it.
I mean, he would never lie about it.
Raquel thinks it's as good as TOS almost, or just below TOS, or I don't want to put words in her mouth.
I wouldn't put it up there. No, she did say that, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Point being is, it's got to be something that we're all fairly close on. For example, I find it impossible to believe anybody loves Blake 7 as much as me. But there are people I think do love it. But Mark and Raquel had never seen it until I wouldn't shut up about it.
You made us watch it.
And they're not into it like I am. But if they're up to review it, that's cool. If they're not, but if they don't want to watch them again, that's cool too. We don't have to review Blake 7. And I don't want them to think we have to because of me. If they're up, like I say, I was totally up to review UFO because I really liked it. And there are only 26 episodes, so like only twice as many of Blake 7, right?
Yeah, Blake 7's what, 54 episodes, or no? How many is it?
I don't want either one of you to think we have to because of me. We can. And other people have asked about it too, though. So
I think that should be on the that would be on my list of potential.
Well, The Prisoner's going to would be right there after it. Have you seen The Prisoner?
Yeah. I've seen it. Yep, I own the box set too. Actually, yep.
So, one of those two are next. Prisoner or Blake 7. We'll figure it out next week. But so I went all that. I needed to set all it up so I could basically say, Ezra, I have nothing against you. Ezra, Sapphire and Steel, I've seen an episode or two once, maybe back in the 80s or 90s. So I would have to watch it, get really excited about it, and watch them all. And then if Raquel watched it and liked it as much, then I would need for Mark to like it. Not, in other words, at least we have to all be on the same page. I mean, not necessarily. For example, I guess there's no rules. Let's say I really liked Sapphire Steel. Let's say Mark really liked it. And let's say Raquel didn't really like it that much. But if she said, for interest sake, let's interview it. I mean, let's review it.
Yeah.
That would be okay. But I don't know. But for the Clubhouse, for example, we're all seeing Tales of Tomorrow for the first time. So that's reviewing something cold. So I thought it would be, we have one thing reviewing fairly cold. The other one, an established favorite within the comic, the Star Trek comics. Yeah. So I don't know how exactly we're going to do it. I would love to do Red Dwarf, but I don't know if Mark would get into that. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I don't know if Raquel would either.
I don't know if Raquel. Trying to guess how people. Red Dwarf is. I haven't watched the whole series, but that's one we could do. Or it's hysterical when you watch some of those episodes.
Oh man, there's some great ones.
Or Mr. Bean, Blackadder would be maybe one to do. There's not a ton of episodes of those, right?
You seen Blackadder?
I've seen a few episodes. Yeah,
man, I love it. But then knowing her, she's going to want to, and it's rightly so. She's science fiction. Let's stick with science fiction, or science fiction comedy.
Well, that's why.
Yeah.
That's why Red Dwarf might work. The other one, Twilight Zone's another one that's potential. Or we could
Outer Limits.
Outer, and there's actually some episodes of the new Outer Limits that I love.
We want to start at the beginning, the old ones.
Yeah, old ones first. But there's a few episodes that of the new one that I think are phenomenal. That
Dad Man.
Hey, Dad Man.
See, Fiona makes a point.
Hope you're safe in Florida.
Hope you're doing well, buddy. Everyone, let's all, whatever you got, vibes or prayers or whatever for our friends in Florida. Are they about to get whacked?
I think rumor had a Dad Man was escaped to Waffle House.
Okay.
Escaped to hurricane, so I think he was okay. Yeah.
Fiona, for example, says Red Dwarf is pretty polarizing. Never got into it myself. I'm a freak for Red Dwarf myself, Fiona. I adore it. It's one of my all-time favorite shows. So much so that even in the later, weaker seasons that they've come up with recently, even some of those are pretty good. Not like the early shows, of course, but have been pretty good. And I'm a huge Red Dwarf fan, but not everyone is, of course. So it's going to either be Blake Seven or Prisoner next. And then after that, we'll see.
Yeah.
Actually, and it could be something else because we're almost done with Tales of Tomorrow. So it could be two different shows and we'll still do the comic book.
Yeah, because Twilight Zone is
Gallery.
half-hour shows except for the one season. So
what's that?
That was Twilight Zone is half. It's like it's faster to review a half-hour show versus an hour show too.
Yeah,
I guess, but there's a lot more ground to cover. But Twilight Zone, except for the fourth season, which was an hour, it's all half-hour. I think Outer Limits would go good with because there's only 3 seasons of Outer Limits. I think
2
the original. 2 or 3? 2.
2.
Yeah. So less episodes, although
Outer Limits. Yeah, and the thing is, even though it's been a while since I'm watching them, there's some brilliant episodes of Outer Limits.
Yeah, Demon with the Glass
Hand.
Yeah,
Kolchak the Night Stalker. I love that show, Princess.
Well, we got plenty of TV shows. Oh, we could do Probe, right? That's only 7 weeks. 7 weeks.
I don't want to watch that. I can't do that.
I would watch that but that would be that might be a fun one. Oh,
it only takes 7 weeks.
7 weeks. That might be fun to do.
Short-lived show. Well, I mean, we can see. I mean, you know how dear it is to my heart. Oh, look, mention it to her. I mean, we can do it in 7 weeks at least. And you know, I grew up with New Outer Limits.
And then you could get Parker Stevenson on the show. You still got his number, right?
Yeah, if she ends up, I can get him. I can get him on here.
Yeah,
I don't know what to say, awesome. But yeah, I would.
We're reviewing Probe.
Oh my
remember
God.
that show? He's like, what? What Probe? What are you talking about?
He'd probably remember it now that I'm alive.
I'm joking.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
As an R&B reviewed, The Prisoner, and not much chance involvement. Had not much chat involvement. Yeah, but that's the thing, Larry. We would be reviewing it as a segment of the Clubhouse. And by the way, as an R&B, That was a couple years back when there were big channels at the time, but now they're even bigger. But I don't know. But we would be doing it. We were nothing like them anyway, really. But we'd be doing
Well,
it.
yeah,
as,
that's the
as
thing
a
when we
segment.
have 20 to 40 people in the chat versus 1,000 to 2,000. I have trouble following the chat on Sunday Night Geekery, and I have most 20 people. I should say trouble, but you miss stuff. So, but of course, we always try to pay attention to the chat, and I think most streamers do too. But when you get to have, the audience gets so big and it's flying by. And of course, Raquel is super chat reader, so she doesn't miss anything. So it's great to have her on the team, on the crew, because she doesn't miss. But that's what's the fun of YouTube too. It's like you got the chat, so that's YouTube doesn't work without the chat and you guys, because that's where you get all the interaction, and that's why I think Saturday Night Star Trek is so much fun and such a great show, because you guys react to the chat. So I remember the first time, I'm like, oh my god, they're putting my comment up on the screen. This is awesome. So yeah, I mean, it's but that's the special thing about having all these great people hanging out with us, and then you got the chat there. So
You ain't kidding. Fiona. Night Stalker the series had a great team. It's the only other whistled TV theme I can think of.
That always scared the crap out of me as a kid, that show.
Yeah, because it opens up with just the whistle part. It's him walking in. It's Darren McGavin whistling that. And then the music goes boom, 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 and it gets deeper, and eventually you see him move his eyes back, and you hear that goes like that build the crescendo, the scary ass ending of the music. That was a great show. He ended it because he didn't think they could do much more with it. I hear you, Jill.
Did you good night, D-Bud Martin.
D-Bud, be good, brother. Thank you as always, buddy. We must review an Iron Man comic soon, sir. We must do it again, sir. So yeah, I think that would be cool. Let me get some pictures. I got new gifts from yesterday to add pictures to, thanks to you, Mr. Gift Person.
Yeah, organizer, yep.
Mr. Enabler.
Yep.
Call yourself what you are, an enabler. Yes, folks. I've never had a birthday month before, but apparently it's not. It's Jack Kirby month, and then it became my birthday month, I guess, because yesterday, when my troubles were not so far away, life was not an easy game to play because it was hot. But anyway, what was I saying? I don't know what I'm saying now.
Life is not an easy game to play. Yeah.
I received a second package, and I'll show you the first. We'll recap both packages. Just I'm getting put them up right now. Damn it! Take me a second. What is wrong with you? Oh. All right, come on. Two more, and I'll have them up. Right. One more. Wouldn't even bother to name them. I just pull them up. I'll never. All righty then. So, my dear friends, and I don't, and again, I'm K-Dog Broadcasting. Good to see you there. I ask forgiveness. I've not been able to single out anyone who's given this to me yet. I'm going to be, it's not that I wouldn't. We're going to do that tomorrow on the Clubhouse. That's fair enough, right?
Well, plus a lot of people, I think, didn't see my Discord message, and So, but other people, I know you got a ton of donations for your birthday too. So, I apologize if anyone didn't see the message, but we did get enough money to get this statue you're seeing
here.
now, and
I'll show it to
also
'em.
some more action figures. So, we had it.
This arrived
Everyone
the other
clobbered
day.
that. Yep.
We were looking at some night. One night, I forgot what it was. Was that my birthday stream thingy?
Yeah, your birthday stream.
We've looked at this before. Like I said, Mark did an unboxing of his. He got the one he got for his birthday. And then Mr. Sneaky Pants, one night we were looking at this, of course, nationally, I'm going, wow, that is so cool, which it is.
And you kept saying, "Oh, I wish you could get that."
I mean, yeah, and that's I'm learning from that lesson. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm gonna shut my face.
No, don't.
I'm just gonna go. That's cool.
This is pretty obvious that this is like, there's a certain list of people that have to own this, and you're number one on this list. I'll say I'm number two. You could be number one.
L's number one.
L, yeah. I don't know what happened to L on Twitter.
You're number two because you got way more things stuff than I do. But I'll give Hamlet number three. So he got this beautiful statue for me. He got together with some of you. I don't know who you all are, but please, whoever you are, I'm not good at expressing my thanks. So once I have the information, I'll do it then. Here's my favorite shot of this. That's gorgeous. This shot right here makes this statue worthwhile. Hey, what's up, Cardinal Sin? What's up, buddy?
Hey, Cardi.
For a month for 11, remember for 11 months. Hey, Clobby, Mark, DOC, chat, and Mods. Thank you so much. Thank you. And again, this was the birthday night, I guess. All I mentioned was it really looks cool. And then 2 weeks later, Mark he went behind my back on this again, so I want to stress that.
Yep.
This big ass package showed up. I mean, this is a big ass package right here. Look, see how big it is? Look how big the box is. But it's incredible. Look at that one right there. That front shot's so much better, by the way. You notice that?
Yeah, it's better than what's on the box art. You should have been hired to do the box art.
But you guys should not have done that. I thank you so. I mean, I can't speechless of it, but I love it. He keeps saying yes, you should have, but I'm just not good at accepting things.
Well,
but
you can take this.
I'm going to thank you. No, I'm very grateful. I don't know what it costs, but I could never afford something like this. And I'm cool with that. I've learned how to live that sort of thing. I'm a man of easy means, but of no means. In fact, that means no.
But that's what's so nice about giving a gift like this, because you know how much you appreciate this and want this.
I mean, I almost
could tell
lost
when we did the unboxing. You were going nuts. So when did you? I wish I had that on film. Not that it should be on film, but just
Kitty Bear.
Your reaction, because you didn't know what you're getting either as you open the box.
No,
that's
not
the beauty of a birthday gift, or
I had
Christmas
no clue.
Morning. No clue.
You're right.
You knew
I had not one single clue till I saw the top. Hey, Kitty Bear says, yeah, 644 should have been 3,000 out of 3. Should have been. I'm just glad it's got the 44 on there. You get it, FF?
Yeah, FF. Yep.
Yeah. No way. I'm glad I didn't film myself, but I got a little emotional because I don't deserve stuff like this. But this is again, beautiful figure. My favorite character. I love this part right here. The comic book we just reviewed right there. Incredible stuff.
Killer versus Torgo.
Yep.
Yeah, I wonder what number mine. Let me check what number mine was. Let's see here.
Let's see.
I have 403. I missed the one. I needed 404.
You needed 404. At least one of us got a 44. At least one of us got a 4-4 with a, so that's not bad at all. Let's see here. So yep. Some badassness right there.
Oh, Jill just gave him a membership. Thank you, Jill.
What's that now?
Jill just gifted a membership, and Matthew Pounder got it, and Larry just gifted 5.
Oh,
Amazing.
thank you, Jill. And thank you, Larry. And Matthew. Thank you so much. You're too kind. So imagine my surprise when the next day another shipment was on the way, and Mark had told me that there was another one coming, but didn't tell me what. Of course, bastard wanted to keep me in suspense again.
We knew we were getting something good, yeah.
And in this case, is something that's certainly cool. We talked about it. See, I've had, even if I could afford Marvel Legends figures, which I used to really buy a lot, or not a lot, but even if I could afford them, right now the one thing I will never be able to afford is room to put them anymore. I have no room for anything, no room to display this Thing statue. We made a special occasion, I made a special place for it, but I wouldn't be able to put too much else. So I have nowhere to put any. When I get figures now, when I get any books I might get now once in a while, if I can't buy that much, but once in a while if I pick up a book or whatever, I have no place to put them anymore. And for the foreseeable future, I'm not going to have any place to really put them out, display them, or they're going to get buried, shipped around there in piles. It's pathetic, but that's my problem, no one else's problem. So even when I see something that's really cool, I'll go, like if I find it dirt cheap, you'll go, oh, okay. But other than that, that doesn't mean I won't still pick up something if I can. Or a buddy comes over and says, hey, look, I found this comic shop for cheap. But it's not advisable, is what I'll say. So all I said was about this one was it's pretty damn cool. And that, of course, is this one.
See, it doesn't even work when you see it's pretty darn cool.
That's amazing. No, we were looking at this one, right? Didn't we look at this one?
I got this one from my brother.
Thank you, Larry.
Got this for me for my birthday.
Thank you, Larry. You what now?
I got this for my birthday as well.
Oh, okay.
So, yep. So my
Where'd you
brother-in-law
find it?
got.
Oh, and you found it for me.
Then I found it for you. Yeah.
Thank you. You shouldn't have done that. Damn it. This is Mark's fault again, folks.
No, it's everyone who donated, right? So we got enough.
Donated.
I cut. Well, everyone who gave a gift.
Oh, they donated for this one too. Okay.
Yeah. So I organized the funds, but it's not me. I mean, it's everyone else. I couldn't afford.
I know. Thanks, man.
Either, so, but I just was the blame me for organizing. That's
yes,
minor thing.
You're the enabler.
But then I saw this. So thankfully we got the statue was covered. So I said, let's see, should I get him a gift card or action figures? Action figures are much more practical. And this one, I figured, even if you're out of room, you could hang this from something, right? You put fishing line.
I could hang him from something. I used to do that all the time.
Yeah, so you could hang the Sky Cycle from. That's what I'm going to do with mine. I'm going to hang it, hang the Sky Cycle from one of my shelves or something. Because I'm out of room too. So, but I used to hang all the flying figures. I used to hang, but this is gorgeous. This Hawkeye, really well done.
I love the Sky Cycle.
And thankfully, he's not stuck in a Christmas tree either. So. I might actually put him. Maybe I'll put him on.
You need to put him on the Christmas tree.
On my Christmas tree next year.
That's going to go over big at home.
Yeah.
And so I forgot one other picture here, and then I got 2 other ones. Where you at, dude? So then face the. What are you doing? That's it. Thought I had a better one outside. Naturally, I took it out of the box because that's how we roll up in here,
Well, the good thing is, as much as I don't like the plastic-free packaging, the nice thing is you can open and close the box and then put the figure back in, but you can't see the figure outside the box.
Oops.
I should say, when it's in the box, you
Yeah,
can't.
yeah.
So they're getting rid of that next year, Hasbro, because all the collectors hated it.
Oh yeah,
a lot of people just want to, they don't free their action figures; they keep them trapped in the box. So,
and then you sit 2 other pictures, 2 other ones.
Yeah, we had to round out your FF figures.
These have been out for a while, and they're amazing. Psycho Man, very Kirby there, buddy.
Yeah,
I have the one from the old the
90s cartoon,
but this is bigger.
Yep, this is a better figure. Yeah.
Better figure, yeah. And then there's the High Evolutionary, way before the movie came out. The latest movie.
Yep.
So that's pretty damn good. They're pretty cool figures there.
So you have the whole FF figure set now, I hope, right?
Of the new ones?
Of the new ones, yeah.
They're
I think you
missing?
do, yeah.
Did you see one? One.
Well, you have Benji, right? And you bought.
Yeah.
Let's see. Do I have a new figure?
What's that, Larry? 404 file, or website not found. A little. Oh, I think it was talking about.
Yeah, the internet error. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Psycho Man, it's fantastic. Yeah. Man, I just look at that. That's just a great dude.
I figured that would be nice because I knew
you. Very nice, man.
I figured you'd said before, like, oh, I wish I could get Psycho Man. I wish I could get High Evolutionary.
Well, yeah, I got that dumb. I've got that dumb propensity to do like it's a knee jerk reaction at this point. If we're just flipping through, looking at characters or whatever, I go, oh, that's pretty cool. Well, that's a good one. That's cool about reviewing. But I'm not kidding here. I usually, if I'm at the store and I'm seeing it in front of my stupid face, then I'll go, yeah, that's pretty cool, but it's fucking freaking $20 and 20 or $30 in some cases, you know? So I go, yeah, nice figure. Little like that Hawkeye's ridiculous. It was like
the price on that Hawkeye
bucks.
figure is ridiculous. Yeah, that's why I figured it'd be a good gift for that one. Yeah,
but yeah, no, you're right. No,
it is actually over. I think it is overpriced for what I think the figure's amazing, but I think it's a little overpriced for what you're. Just in terms of, I think it should be a $40 figure or a $35 figure because it's just the Sky Cycle. So, but when I saw it, I'm like, you're getting this one.
Ezra, I may have to decline that one if you don't mind. That was like, no, Star Lost, huh? Give me some time on that one, buddy. Yeah, no promises. Babylon 5 would be another one, but that's the thing. Like I said, I think Raquel liked it okay, but it's not really her bag as much. And did
she finish watching it? I've never watched it.
Don't know. I think she enjoyed it enough, but I don't think it was her. And I felt like I'm the one to talk her into it. I hate that. Like I said, there's no way either one of you could ever like Blake 7 as much as I do. But if you feel like reviewing it, fine. But we can do the Prisoner first.
No, Blake 7 definitely. We'll end up doing Blake 7 at some point.
I'm ready.
No, I really like Blake. You can recite all the episodes. But I remember asking when I first started watching them, and I can't remember the damn names of episodes half the time, and I'm describing the episode, and you're like, in 2 seconds, you're like, that's episode yada yada yada, and then you start reciting quotes from the episode, then you're reciting the episode quotable. Back to me. Yeah, so
that's a very quotable show, Blake 7.
So I'm like, God, if I can't find Blake 7 on the internet, I just call Clobberin times, and he can recite the episode for me.
One thing I found. One thing though, since I'm not like, how Raquel watches, she can't. And I'm going to, for the last thing I do, I'm going to break her of this, damn it. Number one, I'm going to break you with this, number one. One of the beauties of Star Trek is being able to just pull out any episode you want. Yeah, they're ridiculous, Brian, they are. And pop one in there and just feel good.
Yep.
I can't imagine not being able to go, you're sitting around, man, I'm in a Star Trek mood. And having to start at the beginning of the year and go all the way through and watch every one of them like that. I
can't do that.
I can't. I mean, look, by the way, I can understand doing it once in a while. Like, it'll be as a kick, I might go and just do a binge them. I get that as well. But I'm saying if you have every single year, that, man, because that means you've seen all the great ones as many times you've seen the bad ones.
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
Actually, Raquel, I think she said last week she might stop watching, was it DS9 or Voyager?
Could you imagine?
I think she said that. I think that last Saturday Night Star Trek.
You've seen City on the Edge of Forever the same amount of times you've seen Sub Rosa?
Yeah.
Masks? Are you going to tell me? Could you honestly want to watch? And I'm picking on you, Raquel, just because I want to help you.
She's not here. Yeah.
She might hear. So I tell her this all the time. I tease her about it all the time. But I was like, so you can't watch. You've watched. Pick a really horrible one that she hates. Like if I can find one that she really hates. Any of the ones she has 1,000 about in Blake's.
She's
Deep Space Nine.
Voyager now. God.
On Blake, take a Deep Space Nine episode, which really made her mad, and she how horrible it was. When we were beating up on it bad, or a Neelix episode, if you will. I'm like, wait a minute. So you've watched that episode as many times as you've watched the Doomsday Machine.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, dude. I've watched Mirror Mirror or the Doomsday Machine or Amok Time 400,000 times more than I've watched Spock's Brain or The Empath.
Or the Emperor's New Cloak.
The Emperor's
on
New
DS9.
Cloak. Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah.
That was one she killed. Yeah.
Hey, okay. Let's stay within series now. The episode, take a really good episode of Deep Space Nine. There were some good ones. Pale Moonlight or The Visitor or whatever. I guarantee you the better episodes of Deep Space Nine I've watched way more than the crappy, garbagey poo-poo episodes.
Once More Under the Breach.
Yeah.
Or
TNG. I've watched Who Watches the Watchers far more times than I've suffered through Masks. If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fiona, I understand. But you say Fiona says, I've tried to watch Voyager to keep up, but I can't bear to waste the time. Look, I at least come say hi to us when you can. When we're doing Voyager, come say hello and hang with us when you're able to. But I fully understand that.
Projections was a great episode. Season 2.
Which one?
Projections with the Doctor.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That was a good one. Yeah.
Every time I try to watch a Voyager episode, I think to myself, I could be watching TOS. So, yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. So the beauty of anything, especially like Star Trek or whatever show you love, sometimes it could be the great, comfort food for the soul. Like I'm sitting, you're all bummed out, whatever's going on. You're like, man, I'm just going to sit here and watch a Amok Time. Or Mirror Mirror.
Well, and I used to watch, as I've told everyone, PIX Channel 11 New York City midnight. TOS was on every night from I think from the 80s on, and of course I would watch TOS. As a kid, I guess it was on weekends. I'd catch it on the weekends. Around, it would be broadcast, and but then eventually it was on midnight here in PIX, and you just got to, and you watched whatever the episode was. The beauty of it was it was random. And I think Jill had said at one point she made a random number generator to watch Star Trek, because I wish Netflix had that, or Paramount or whoever had Star Trek. You just want that randomness too sometimes when you don't. Yeah, sometimes you do want to watch a particular episode, but that way you're just randomly going through the series, and okay, oh crud, Alternative Factor was on, but you watched it, right? You didn't have a choice. But it is fun to watch, all the episodes, get to watch all the episodes. But sometimes you just want that random show to come up. It's the antithesis of streaming these days, where you go in order of everything. But
I just like to pop up an episode once in a while. I go, man, I haven't watched a Trek, and because I haven't watched a TOS episode in forever, just a while back. And I just said, you know what? I'm just gonna pop it on here and do an eeny, meeny, miny, mo, and land on an episode and watch it. Well, I forgot what it was now. I just said, did it, and it was soothing, because it's real Trek. It never gets old, ever.
I know that feeling. Yep.
And that's the best of them. And the Blake 7's like that. I mean, I'll tell you this about Blake 7. I'm the same deal. I've watched them all through a few times. Like after, of course, I became a big fan of the show in the late 80s. After that, of course, I would watch over and over again. For the first couple of times, I watched the series through a couple of times. And then I got to the point where I would just pull out this episode here, or that random episode here. Been a couple of weeks since I watched an episode. I even made an edited tape of 5.5 hours of clipped scenes called Avon, the Man, the Myth, the Bastard. And I would sit at my comic shop and I would just run that all day. Just some of my favorite Avon clips, and there were a lot of clips, obviously, 5-something hours of clips. And that was my clip tape of Avon. And just Avon quotes and Avon moments and scenes and stuff like that. Well, For example, oh man, what's wrong with you? You're fine. What I don't know. Thought I was still here.
Balance of Terror, Fiona says, yeah, that's
Balance of Terror for sure.
boom,
here
throw
anymore.
that in. Yeah.
Thought I still had that one. I would never get rid of that one.
What the
Avon. I mean, there he is.
Oh,
Okay. For example.
What about you?
What about me?
Why don't you go?
You are expendable.
And you're not.
No, I'm not. I am not expendable. I'm not stupid, and I'm not going.
Yes. Right, a great one.
clip ever on TV.
I love it. It's The Cage, Journey to Babel, Arena, Surely, Balance of Terror, an Enterprise incident. You know, I was out at I was Blake 7. I don't remember what I was going to say. But you know, in Blake 7, it got to a point over the years that I would watch just random episodes or a cluster of episodes here and there. And then once in a while, I go, let me watch from the beginning again. So I was on and off that. It wasn't like, but if I felt like just watching one episode, I would. So it came to the point, since I would more often than not just pop an episode that I love, there are episodes that are lesser episodes of Blake 7 that I gave lower ratings to that I didn't like as much. Remember, I ranked them all and rated them all. There are episodes of Blake 7 that I haven't watched nearly as much as other episodes. So I wouldn't be able to quote you back and forth some of the episodes that I don't think are really that great, that I haven't watched 20,000 times. At the minimum, the worst episodes I probably watched maybe a handful, 12, 15, 20 times at the most, maybe. The episodes I don't like a lot.
They don't like, yep. They can recite them by heart.
No. There are a lot of times when I watch one of those, because I'm on, and I go, oh yeah, like it's nothing much memorable for me to quote in this one. So I can tell you what it was about and this and that and the other, but there's not really much for me to quote on it. As opposed to other ones, you know, that have even lesser, some lesser episodes have great quotes in them. But yeah, they're all naming some great episodes in the chat. Beer is the greatest.
Yep.
But then there are Blake 7 episodes that I can just. Now I remember what I was going to tell you. You know, I went out with like the Geek Gang on Tuesday nights. The Geek Gang here, where I live, for many years now, 15 years, whatever it was. We all go out once a month, usually to the Bistro Italia or some other places. Anyway, we a couple of my dear friends there. They're those kind of, they're older than me, but they will watch any old Trek called Trek. There, it's such, what do you call them? I don't know what you want to call them. Like what you don't want to call traders. What's like what's a kind word for traders? Capitulators or no, what would be a kind way to put it? So, in other words, they watch filth. I sat at a table and broke bread with friends that I've known for many, in some cases, one case for over 40 years, who love Star Trek and a lot of the same stuff, who watches accepts it because it's called Star Trek and watches filth. It doesn't understand what I'm trying to tell him at the time about stuff. And he's not an idiot.
Star Trek?
They watch it and they like, yeah. And two of them are there, and one of them gets really mad at me when I go off. So we had some heated shit going on last night. And they're my friends. I like them. But I broke bread with filth defenders. I wish I would. I broke bread with filth defenders yesterday. And
what do they say about the Gorn? Well, not to get sidetracked too much.
One of them sat across that table and defended the Gorn to me. And he knew he knew he lost. Because first of all, if you're gonna defend, there's no even arguing with somebody about the musicals crap. And argue about, he defended the T'Pring thing to me too. I said, they never met before. No, they never said that. I said, in mock time, they said that. No, they don't. I said, wait a minute. What do you mean? What did they say at a mock time? He said, we met briefly at a ceremony when we were 7 years old, wasn't it? Or when we were children. Or we touched each other's mind to feel each other's thoughts or whatever, right? Did he not? What else did he say about the contact with T'Pring but that? Am I wrong?
I'll check in 2 seconds, but
Because
if you want,
he said no, they didn't say that. He's saying that episode, he wouldn't check. They don't. He said there's no way. He says it's perfectly fine that he met T'Pring. I said, you're not going to sit here and admit it's another universe to me.
It has to be another universe because, well, of course it is. But
I did it, Fiona. I'll sit with anybody. It ain't easy.
Yeah. So here's the line here. It says, "Spock, it is I." Spock, T'Pring, parted from me and never parted, never and always touching and touched. We meet at the appointed place. And Spock, T'Pring says, Spock, parted from me and never parted, never and always touched and touched. I await you. She's lovely, Mr. Spock. Who is she? Said to her. She's T'Pring, my wife. So
right.
Trying to scan the it's while we were met by our parents' arrangement, a ceremony while we were but 7 years of age, which you just said. Less than a marriage, but more of a betrothal. One touches the other in order to feel each other's thoughts, and this way our minds were locked together, so at the proper time we'd both be drawn to the
Khalifi.
Thank you.
So
yeah, so that's basically
okay. See, they're worming around it, saying, "Well, they didn't say they didn't meet." No, that's true. He didn't say, "Captain, we've never met ever," but he did say, "Why would Spock look at a view screen of 7-year-old T'Pring if he had seen her older?" There, thank you. Not only that, it's true. They didn't say, "Yes, Captain, we met." He says, "A prearranged ceremony at the age of 7. One touches the other to feel each other's thoughts. With the time and place, we'll be drawn to Khalifi." Well, okay, but at no time, Captain, did we ever meet before? No, they didn't say that, jackass. I was saying, dude, you're being a freaking idiot.
You got to read Vulcan's Glory by D.C. Fontana if you want any backstory on Spock and T'Pring. It's
still not considered canon.
Not considered canon, but it's D.C. Fontana, right? It's not canon, but it's an amazing book. If you haven't read Vulcan's Glory, but it explains.
J.T. Kirk's here. Hey,
J.T. Kirk and Lemon Pie. I hailed Lemon Pie. Explains things. It explains that the story fits in with TOS beautifully. It's Spock actually on Pike's Enterprise, and he does end up meeting T'Pring, but it sets up beautifully a mock time. It doesn't mess with a mock time like all this crap is doing, or destroying the whole reason you have the Gorn is they're highly intelligent creatures, and it turns out, hey, maybe we were encroaching on their territory, and doesn't excuse them from blowing up the planet.
Excuse what they did, Doc. Yeah, I kind of get a little annoyed with that kind of thing sometimes. Well, maybe we were in the wrong. Well, we didn't go blast anybody either.
Doesn't excuse it, but Kirk says, it's warfare, right? So sometimes they can reach, maybe they can reach some kind of peace or an agreement instead of having millions and millions of people get killed. But of course, this has to be an alternative universe because they didn't know who the Gorn were when they were on was it Cestus 3? What was Cestus 2? What was the planetoid?
Cestus 3.
3, thank you. So, but I got to read this line. This is the best FU in all of Star Trek. This line back to T'Pring, so we'll get the other stuff out of our mind. But
sure,
T'Pring, I am honored. Yes, Spock, Stan, she is yours. After a time, you may find that having is not so pleasing a thing as all. After all, is wanting. It is not logical, but it is often true. It's just like I can't deliver it like Nimoy, obviously, but T'Pau, live long and prosper, T'Pau. But that's like that delivery is the biggest. It's like F you.
And he said, but then of course she said, Spock, it's not like we didn't have our fun way back when. Those wacky times when we switched our minds and stuff.
Yeah.
And when we got on the Gorn, he said, "What's so big with the Gorn? They're stupid anyway. They got they look like dumb lizards. It's just a dumb lizard." I said, and he started. I had him. He started getting. Yeah, I said, so they're great characters, but there's really ridiculous. Why they're stupid? Why are they stupid? They're a pretty good concept. I said that's a great episode. It's a great episode, but what idiot? Is this? Of course, this guy. I mean, we're good friends. He's way too. I always think, man, you're too old to have moronic opinions like yours. He gets mad at me.
Then he gets mad at you.
Well, you get mad. It was an insulting thing to say. Of course, he got mad at me. Like, he likes some shit. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Some of the stuff he likes. He defends. I mean, he's the one. He's the guy that just likes anything that's out there ever. I'm always shocked when he doesn't like something. Like, man, it's just so indiscriminate. How do you walk around like that? I don't understand it, man. He liked that new stupid ass Superman cartoon on Max.
I could only watch
first 2 episodes. It was vomit as trash.
Yeah.
I mean, but here's the thing: when I trashed it, he didn't just like, oh, you didn't like it. His look on his face was like, oh my god, how could anyone not like that? I'm like, I mean, look, dude, that look is a little crazy on your face. I'm like, I mean, how can I not like it? Why would I like Super Simp Boy? And why would I like a show where Lois Lane it looks like a boy? No.
Well, plus I just couldn't take the stories and it was just I mean, maybe it's not for me, quote unquote, it's for younger kids, but it doesn't mean the quality can't be there either, right?
One would hope.
Even though it could be, aimed at younger kids and a little bit more quote unquote juvenile, but doesn't mean you can't have good stories. Yeah.
Yeah, but like Fiona says, they turned the Gorn into xenomorphs. Disgusting.
Yeah,
Well,
that's totally missing the whole point of what the Gorn are. I mean, and they're making them mindless, idiotic creatures too. It'd be one thing if they made them smart xenomorphs, but no, they can't do that. They have to just totally rip off aliens and have horror, horror creatures basically from a horror movie. And of course you did get to see a Gorn on the Enterprise bridge, or no, the Pikes, the Constellation craft, not the Enterprise, but the ship that was about to be destroyed. That of course Nurse Chapel, who acts as a doctor for most of the series, Mabenga, I don't know why he's even there when Nurse Chapel's the head physician as a nurse on the ship. And no insult to nurses, but it's a little ridiculous how much Chapel is doing on the ship. And of course, Spock says that they scan the Pike's girlfriend, the other captain. She's commanding. I can't remember the name of the ship, but it's been broken up. And Spock says, "Oh, we scanned. There's pockets of air. There could be survivors." And then Spock goes over to use the ship to destroy the Gorn. Something on the surface is blocking transporters and signals.
So
and of course, Nurse Chapel survives. He saves Nurse Chapel, but they destroy the rest of the ship and don't consider maybe there's other survivors throughout the ship.
Oh yeah.
And of course, Chapel's the only one that she's the only one that survives.
Now she's gonna go beat Roger Corby.
Yeah.
What a bunch of trash.
Yeah, so bad. Yeah.
Oh boy. But you know what? It was fun tonight though, hanging out with everybody. We switched away from Kirby a little bit. My bad. I don't think like I said, I think I did a horrible job of Kirby tributes this month. My Jack Kirby month is pretty much over. We'll talk a little bit of Kirby tomorrow night, but August went by way too fast for me. Just so some closing words basically is Jack. I don't know where anything would be without you. It's a mess without you, of course, but still what you gave so many of us, there are too few people who do recognize and appreciate what you gave us. Jakob Kurtzberg, born 1917, August 28th. Passed February 6th, 1994. But never gone for real. I mean, it will be so much. All of his creations and his marvelous, magnificent art, marvelous NDCs and all the other kind. It's the ideas, the concepts, the visuals. I mean, it's just it would be silly to think any one nothing channel like mine or anybody else's could pay that tribute to everything he's done, and he will never be. Like I said, he will never be. Hey, that 70s rocks. What's good to see you there, buddy?
70s.
They will. He'll never be fully appreciated. Jack Kirby will never be given the appreciation that he deserves. It's not possible, and it's a shame. That's one of the. Now, obviously, look, human history is definitely replete with people who created things, gave us things that were never ever acknowledged. I just don't know of one on this big a scale. And people say it's comics. Nobody cares about comics. Well, still, comics were a pretty big thing for about 60, 70 years. So that's not small potatoes. Plus, he inspired so many other things. And so many people. Much like we're talking about Star Trek earlier. Star Trek was inspirational. Jack Kirby was inspirational. And when reviewing these comics that we reviewed just now, Jack Kirby was inspired by Star Trek. Oh, man. So, hey. And he used it to inspire others. And I'll never stop making August. I mean, I celebrate them all throughout the year, of course. But all August, my August on my show will always be Jack Kirby month. Like I said, I did not get it right I didn't get it right this month. I should have done a lot more. But I'll make it up to you next month, Jack. I mean, I did celebrate them. I don't know. I didn't get to do any of the topics I wanted to do, except tonight. It was fun reviewing those comics. And I want to thank Mark for doing that with me.
A lot of fun. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. But tonight, maybe tomorrow night on the clubhouse, say a little bit of something for him. But it'll always be Jack Kirby month in my heart. So thank you, Jack. Thank you for all the fantastic heroes you gave us and all the strange tales you told us, all of the astonishing stories you gave us, and all the uncanny heroes and ideas and all of just everything you've done. And hey, look, at least someone acknowledges it. Not enough people will ever know about what you did. But that doesn't mean we don't try. We don't keep trying. So, Jack Kirby, 1917 and forever. And he'll always be with us. So thanks, Jack. And thank you all for being here with us tonight. Susan Eckstein, hello there.
Hey, Susan.
Good to see you. Let's see here. Again, some big shout outs. We'll do some shout outs and show notes and we'll get out of here. Shout outs, one or the other, we'll get out of here. Thank you again so much for all of you who contributed. We'll try to get down to the bottom of this tomorrow. Thank you for the statue and the other gifts. I cannot appreciate you enough. Where are you? There we go. Big shout out to our wrenches, Eric K., the Bronze Wrencher, the Vindicator Wrencher of the Great White North, Chris Persia, the Wrench of Iron, D. Bud Martin, Lord and Lady Thoth, the goddess and goddesses of wrenching, Avon lives, long live the Legion, the great J-Man, the Wrench Without Fear, and of course, Partner Crumb on Earth B, and Hungry Boy, Master of the Club Bodie, and Artist Supreme, Painter of the Governor of R.M. Briggs' Science Fiction Tales, Steve Kal-El, Super Steve, Stephen Maddie's Daddy, and of course, Fandom Outsider, and the Music Meister, Max Redstone. Now, let me see who else was here with us tonight. Of course, we've had the ladies here tonight. It's been ladies' night, really, which is always great. We've had the wonderful Jill, the wonderful Fiona. Good. Thank you so much, my dear. Janet from Another Planet was here. The lovely Sherry, Susan Eckstein, Penny was here. Man, oh man. It's so nice to get the ladies stopping by. Man, what I don't know what we did to deserve this, but very cool.
Lucky guys.
We're
Yeah.
proud of ourselves. Yeah. So also with us, of course, Dad Man and the Dad Man clan, buddy. Brian Hepburn, Matthew Pounder, Lemon Pie. Let's see here. Bubba Doom 1. Larry. That 70s rock fan, buddy. JT Kirk. Where are we at? Bro. So it takes me a while to get to ones I haven't mentioned yet, folks. And I haven't developed quite my shtick for the music that you're not supposed to have on here. So Ezra Goldstein. I think I already said him, didn't I? Oh well.
You might have.
I might have. Damn it. There's still a bunch of them on here though. Just got to get to them as all. But a very active chat tonight, folks. It's so cool of you all. Kitty Bear was here. K-Dog Broadcasting was here as well. All right. Cardinal Sin, my buddy. Where you at? Empress NM. All right. By the way, Dad Man and the Dad Man clan, I hope you're doing well out there. And of course, anyone else lurking or watching later on a download or rerun, thank you so much. Please like and subscribe if you were of a mind to. All right. Picasso. Let's see. All right. Man, what an active chat we had here tonight, huh? Amazing. All right. So, Daniel Link, thank you for being here tonight. I think I probably got everybody.
Pretty close, right?
Yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and take a chance that we got everybody, except, of course, for, could not be reached for further comment. Thank you, buddy, for being here. Obviously, this goes out. That's what I was going to,
Yep.
Yeah, I wouldn't forget him, That's just not the kind of guys we are around here. We don't forget guys like that around here.
Yeah.
We're better and that sort of thing. But nevertheless, now, I think we're probably solid, good as gold. Ace Cast Iron was here tonight. You'd let me forget that one? Hey, man. How could you let me forget that one?
Sorry.
Ace Cast Iron, buddy. Love you, bro. I can't blame you. I can't. That's not in your contract. Fletcher Williams. Hey. Dave C was here. Wow. And the aforementioned Janet from another planet. Mighty Orbots was here. Did I see Oliver working out there somewhere? Belamonte? Maybe not.
Let's see.
No, it's okay. I thought I saw him, but Keely Chow was here. Roll Tide, Keely. All right. Well, I think we're.
Oh, Raymond grabbed a membership, so I think he was lurking.
Raymond Feliciano. Oh, right. You old war dog. Claude
and
Salling.
Kitty Bear, Victor Fontaine, and Jeremiah Ember. Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
I'm just looking at that was Larry gifted some memberships.
Oh, okay.
So.
Claude Salling.
And love to we love lurkers too, right? So
love our lurkers. Thank you. We really appreciate it. Almost there. So now I'm going to go out on a limb and say we probably got everybody. Alejandro Flores Ibarra. Well, obviously, other than Alejandro, but it goes without saying, right? Or Doc Fortune. You can't forget Doc Fortune. Wagnar was here. All righty, Wagnar. That's more like it. Now I think we got everybody. Yeah, we got everybody. Everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, well, folks, thank you so much. Do you have any final words, Mr. Mark D with the C? Then I'll do a couple of show notes and we'll get out of here.
Well, looking forward to the clubhouse tomorrow night, and hopefully get a few more reviews out there on some of those action figures and toys. And yeah, looking forward to cooking a whole pig this weekend. So maybe I'll do a video on how to cook a whole pig. So I wish you were closer. You could come down and
I'm
come down
honored
and
by
grab
the
it.
invite.
Yep.
I would love it.
And of course we got to play this clip again tonight.
You cooperate with us, and maybe we'll cut you in for a piece of the action.
Thanks. I love that one.
I got that whole show. I got to go to that one.
What is it? Okay. Tomorrow night I should be over at 6 p.m. Central. I should be over there with Tom Connors and the Great Midnight's Edge After Dark folks. And then, of course, as Marcus mentioned, we will have the clubhouse in session. Our favorite, wonderful chief, first officer, Commander Briggs, and the great chief engineer will review another Tales of Tomorrow and another Jerry Anderson's UFO, another Star Trek Early Voyages comic book, and some maybe Kirby in here and there. Then, of course, Friday, I'll be over at the great J-Ben's channel. We're continuing with he and Sean and I, continuing our review of Jack Kirby's Fourth World Classic. And then that would be Friday, of course. Also Friday, with the Comic Shop Talk boys, Nick and the lads, 32 Flavors of Nicklizer, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. We'll be reviewing Mark Millar's Starlight. And then, of course, Saturday Night Star Trek. Reviewing 4 more episodes of Star Trek Voyager from Season 2 with the most amazing first officer in the fleet. I love you, Commander R.M. Briggs. And then, of course, there's Sunday Night Geekery. Geeking out with the Geeker of Geekness, the great Mark D with a C on his channel, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And don't worry, if you're getting hungry, you're in the right spot, because the Geekery Eatery will be Geekery will be Eatery. Will be Geekery be Eatery. And then Monday night, I'll be with J-Man and the gang for some Legion of Superheroes chronological reviews of all of them, the prior Silver and Bronze Age of my beloved Legion of Superheroes. And finally, we're out of here now. So thank you all.
We got to mention too, watch party for UFO. So hopefully I'll be doing that tomorrow night.
Oh yes,
watch party for you. Yeah.
Yes, right. Watch party for UFO tomorrow night. Right, absolutely.
Yep. Usually I do around 9 o'clock, or if I can squeeze it in before the clubhouse if I'm not too busy tomorrow. So
gotcha.
Yeah, we only got 2 more episodes of UFO left. So yeah, it's gonna be sad. Yeah.
Choke. Sean MNT, hey there. All right, everybody. We'll have an extraordinary remainder of your night. Well, or morning. Just get up and have a great day tomorrow and come see us tomorrow night. So, good night, everybody. Oh, no. Something happened on Voyager? What?
Throw that man in a chicken suit. It's the Chicken Man!
Good night, everybody.
It's Clobberin time! I just love Clobberin time.